Today was the final day of the Project PBE Major, where the top 8 players from yesterday during day 1 get to compete against one another in an incredible checkmate format. The games are honestly pretty incredible, and I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you for telling me. Let me know if you can see. Yes, I am. Okay. And it looks like, wow, first game prismatic party, dude. Oh, shit. That's awesome. And then I gotta make sure. Let's see. And yeah, so I noticed last night, it seemed like there was no audio of the actual game itself. So I'm gonna make sure that that's actually working. Or in game 1. But talk to me a little bit. Who do you have as a favorite going into today?
Buffs up all your 5 costs, then maybe if they can hit that 3 times today, maybe they will be able to win out on the day. So yeah, and then obviously Prestament, going in as certainly one of the favorites because he got the bye to the final day, was highest ranked player on the server. So definitely curious to see how he plays. And I mean, he started off with his Shen 2. He's got a pretty good start so far.
I can hear you now, so I'm glad that commentary is back. But yeah, I do have to make sure again, like, I do apologize, for whatever reason OBS I don't think is picking up the audio of the game itself, so I'm going to see if I can just get that fixed up as soon as I can. But okay, let's talk about 2-1 augments though. So first off, President Priz Ticket, Buried Treasures, Pandora's. Do you have a preference from the spot?
I mean, you can take Priz Ticket and play into Ishtal. Like, you could just click that and be like, all right, I'm done. Buried Treasure is also just like a very, very solid generic option. There's this new Forge and Strength one, which is, I would say, very difficult to play around. But if you're confident in your ability to, pivot your board a little bit, swap carries in and out, I mean, just in terms of power level, if your augment is giving you 4 artifacts, that's like 2 prismatic. It's like 1.5 prismatic, something like that, in terms of power. But yeah, he's just gonna take the ticket here and look at, gets EMP as well.
Right off the bat, yeah.
And so yeah,
9 lives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious to see how this plays out because, to my understanding, 9 lives is very broken because of how strong Singed is. I do wonder if this is going to be like a recurring theme throughout the set, but it's very possible we could see a very early stage 2 Singed, which would be actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, we got 2 Jug in right now, and we have a Zon on bench, so we're just looking for 1 more Jug or Zon, and then obviously going to level 4, and then we can lock Singed. But I mean, 9 lives always feels good, I think. When you take a few losses over like stage 2 and 3, you get down to like 4-ish HP, and then you start spiking so that you have kind of like that cushion, so you don't just take a loss and die, but then you also still are getting the loot from it. And so you can certainly see lose a few fights, eventually get your Jug and Zon in, get your Singe late stage 2, early stage 3, and then start winning. And they had pretty good components for it. I think they had Belt open for Morello. They might have had Sword open for like BT, stuff like that. There's a cool spot for sale. Yeah, really interesting as well. Fishbones and Sterax. Do you have a idea as to where this guy might be going with this? Personally, I'm thinking I mean, what do the stats say? I don't know if you can pull up the Meta TFT stats. Shout out Meta TFT, sponsor. I'm pulling up the hashtag Meta TFT hashtag stats for Fishbones, because I don't actually know who because they changed Fishbones this set where it just makes your attacks target random enemies now. So I mean, it says I'll have the 5-cost carries, Kindred Lucian, really good. As far as lower than that, I guess it has a Felios on here. That could be decent for the mid game, I guess, just to throw stuff on there. I mean, in terms of 4-cost carries, you have Callista, MF, look pretty decent with it. Yunara doesn't look great with it. Looks fine it looks fine onto Belveth, so maybe we're playing into some kind of like Belveth Slayer line, and Bessa looks pretty decent as well. So yeah, I mean, it does give a lot of stats now. It's 50 AD, 50 AS, so
a lot of stats there.
Yep. I mean, Fishbones is also one of those artifacts that just completely fell off the face of the earth last set. So I'm curious to see if there really is like a strong holder, or if it's just one of those things that's just like always going to be super mid throughout the whole set.
And yeah, I mean, stats wise, yeah. I was just gonna look at how it is in terms of all the other ones. Kind of middle of the pack-ish. Yeah, I mean, it's almost perfectly middle of the pack, a tiny bit above middle of the pack. So seems fine. So
yeah, and I do wonder about artifacts in general. Like there was a conversation about how artifacts before, the idea would be that every unit has like maybe like its own unique artifact, or maybe like a pool of units that have like their unique artifact that makes them super strong. But as we've seen throughout the course of multiple sets, this kind of design philosophy does seem to be a little unideal, just because it does seem like sometimes you do load in, especially with things like Mana Zane Ari from set 15, where it just feels like you just win the game right off the bat. And that is also just like not a good feeling for anybody who else is in the lobby. So I'm curious to see where the design of artifacts really takes us going into set 16. As in, it could be a potentially terribly broken thing, just like we see in previous paths, or maybe it's just completely mid, and then even if you get an artifact, you're not super happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, Mort said his goal is that for no artifact to be better on a unit than like a radiant item is, where yeah, in some cases like Ari, or you know, like the Innervating Locket Garen or stuff like that last set, you know, there were situations where you'd actually prefer an artifact to a radiant, which like power level wise based on their framework should not be the case. I think it's in some ways a teeny bit sad because you don't get as many of those like crazy interactions anymore, but a lot of those crazy interactions were very hard to balance, and so probably the best that they're doing that kind of new framework. So yeah, I mean, I think it's good for balance at the end of the day, so that the game cannot be so crazy all the time. Panda has a hedge fund here. That's, I mean, a very nice, especially I do like when you're in Prismatic Party, you kind of have to think about like what other Prismatics am I going to get this game. You know, like you want to take Prismatics that scale with other Prismatics. We saw people skip stuff like Buried Treasures, which I think Buried Treasures can be really nice. You get a bunch of items and then get something that scales up those items. Obviously, Econ, you know, if you get a really expensive board and then you take some item augments on top of that, you can feel good about it. So yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I might be missing something here. Gobo has 3 emblems. He has double Freljord, 1 Void. World only gives 2, right? Did he get spat off Carousel, or was he?
He must have. Yeah. I don't know. I did not see what he grabbed off Carousel there, but yeah, he's got two Freljord, 1 Void.
That's a 4-player combats with 4 retreats active powerful world. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what kind of board he ends up cooking up here. The Freljord actual spell effect for Rise is actually really nice. It's a bunch of chill for the whole board, a lot of CC. So I'm curious to see if Gobo actually decides to play into something like Rise. We did see yesterday that like even with like a bunch of juice, Rise is also one of those units that like just still isn't really meta, just because even with so much power and juiced up excuse me, effects into the board, it still doesn't seem like to be enough to really make Rise a viable carry. So I would love to see Gobo really try to make it work, especially he has 2 Origins already unlocked for free, especially with Failure being so good. So I would love to see him try to pivot into it, but only time will tell, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's already got the Xinjiao, who is a really good double region unit. Oftentimes people are playing around like the Xinjiao plus the Kennen that's when they nerfed Rise and made him 5 regions, but still level 8. People are saying, you basically always have to play around Xinjiao and Kennen. And you can guarantee Kennen if you get enough of the other units in. So I fully expect to see him play around that. I mean, you can very easily get Ionia plus Yordle in from that. We have basically Freljord in at that point. And so then you just need one more, which is just Targon. And then boom, you're done at that point. So yeah, I mean, he's already 3, which is really nice. So I mean, he could even just add 2 Demacia from here. He's got the Poppy already. So could be as easy as level 7. Not sure if he can get it any faster than levels. No, I mean, he could, yeah, if he just if he gets Kennen and then just adds Poppy to this board, he would be done. That would be 4 already. So
yeah, I mean, even just Targon. Really Targon's probably like the easiest route as well, right? Like you just
if he gets any Targon,
just throw in an Aphelios and call it. But there is a level requirement, so it's not like we'll be seeing Rise anytime soon. So we'll see how that goes out. But how do you feel about the new level 9 requirement for Rise? Do you think that was enough to really just like gut him down, or do you think like now that people have sort of realized that he's not as strong as we had originally thought. Is he going to be buffed in any way pertaining to his unlock?
I'd like to see him, I mean, almost not even necessarily as unlock, maybe just like a tiny little bit of a buff to the unit. I mean, we saw yesterday, let's see, Sale, yeah, played a really, really cool like Demacia, Ionia, Rise game, and then ended up just dying because the board wasn't strong enough, even though the board looked insane. Like, I feel like it's just like, if it's going to be such a huge investment to get to Rise, you have to get to level 9 and get the traits in now, then I feel like he should be a little bit stronger. But I mean, I think it's healthy for the game to be a level 9 unlock, just because it's hard. A 4 on 8 is way too easy, and then 5 on 8 was way too hard. You know, it was just too like awkward. You had to put specifically, like I was talking about, that kind of like Xinjiao plus cannon board in. So I think it's in a good spot, but maybe a tiny bit of a buff to Rise, but we'll see. We got.
Yep.
Ooh.
I want to check Gogo's POBV because I want to see if did he already unlock it? It's very possible that he did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 3? 1, 2, 3. No, it's 4. That should be it. He should have already gotten the.
But he has. So
oh,
he has
it's
to
4
play
more player
now.
combats. Right.
Yeah, so he's gonna get it like near the end of the stage.
Ooh, Kurt's Crown.
That sounds so bad here. Okay.
Kurt's Crown would be so good. I wanted to see
activate it. That sounds actually horrible. You're literally playing down a prismatic with your Cursed Crown. You might just die. But yeah.
Cursed Crown plus World Runes, getting all that juice after you activate the reward as well, and playing into Rise for like a fast 9. You would need some sort of like econ augment to guarantee you can get the 9, but that I think would have been really, really awesome to play for like a super, super high cap. It is though game 1. It's not like you have to play super risky in order to like go for like the mega cap like we saw yesterday, where in the final lobby with players like YBY1, or rather in the last game, he needed a really good placement in order to advance into the final lobby, and unfortunately he had to get Cursed Crown on 3-2, and then it didn't pay out for him. So
yeah,
I would love to see so much more high risk plays such as so, because that honestly is so hyped to see players taking things like, oh wow, Forge in Strength into Trait Tree as well, actually from Seo, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. And Koyui would level up in Bronze for Life.
Level up Bronze for Life, really crazy. One thing to shout out is that Precedent and I think it's Chiue both started, because we saw Precedent take the prismatic ticket here and play into obviously this Bard Ishtal Bard line, and then if you're Chiue, it's basically the exact same story. It's prismatic ticket into this line, so. We will see who exits from this spot. I feel like we've seen people in this exact same spot before, and usually one of them top 4s and one of them goes like 7th. So we will see who is the top 4 player and who is the person whose game is not going to go so well. I mean, Chiue rolled down to 20 gold here to try to hit a lot of other copies, has 4 Nikos at this point, 4 Melios, 4 Bar, yeah, 4 of basically everything. So that's pretty good. And then I think Precedent was in almost a similar spot. I don't know what Precedent's econ was at though. So we can check in on that. And also I guess the other big thing is how their Ishtal quests are going, which both of them look like they have a few stacks, but not a ton, honestly. 40 for a 3-3 is pretty low. Might have gotten Ishtal in kind of late. At least he has the Melio too to stabilize him, so he's winning fights here. So, yeah.
Yep, for sure. I do apologize if this is a bit off topic, but like if the music is pausing by any means. It turns out if my mic is on for more than 30 seconds, Spotify automatically turns off your music. I had no idea this was a thing until today, so I apologize.
Oh yeah, it's because you're in a Discord call, yeah.
Yeah, apparently that's not supposed to be used for things that are not personal, but oh well, too late. Anyways. Moving on.
It's all good. It's all good.
All good. But yeah, so I'm kind of curious to see how Precedent and Chiue do play out. Again, like as you said, they are contesting each other to like just Priz Ticket 2-1. Precedent also did take his time before picking up Priz Ticket. I do wonder if Chiue did the same thing, scouting around, and maybe there was just a mistiming where they both didn't realize that the other had taken Priz Ticket.
Yeah, it can be that situation where you're like, okay, I'm gonna scout, no one's taking it. I'm gonna scout, no one's taking it. I'm gonna scout, no one's taking it. Okay, I'm gonna take it, and then you take it, and then you scout right afterwards, and you see someone else took it who did the exact same thing as you. So it can be rough. Yeah, I guess Precedent is in the worst spot. I mean, he has 1 Nico so far, and Chiue has 5. So that is a little scary. And does he have anything ahead of Chiue? Not really. He's got the same number of bards, same number of yeah, this is looking a little scary from Precedent's perspective. And I mean, Nico's this unit where not only is, Chiue contesting and holding these 5 Nikos, but I mean, you can see Koyui, this player here, is holding 2 Nikos. Nico, a very, very common unit just because she fits onto so many boards. Defender's a great trade, Arcanist is a great trade, and so it's very, very easy to fit that unit onto your board, which means, you know, if you scatter around the rest of their lobby, there might be, you know, 6 to 8 copies of Nico out. So can be really, really rough if you do not get your Nikos early. And yeah, we'll see how Precedent's spot goes, but he needs to hit a big Nico wave, I would say, to get back on track.
And then it looks like we got the World Runes.
Ooh,
cash
nice.
out as well. 2 more emblems plus fawn and money? It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
So
it is a powerful reward.
Gobo's got some actual crazy potential to cap out super high. Again, I would have loved to have seen the Cursed Crown here from Gobo to really just go for that mega cap, but I mean, his spot's already insane. Like, this has the potential to be super, super strong. I think the only thing that's a little bit concerning is that getting to 9 might be a little bit tricky for him, depending on how his roll down goes down.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty rich now with 67 gold, level 7, and we'll see what last Prismatic is, because that could really change things as well. So we got Noxus plus Yordle, which, I mean, as far as Rise, getting just a random Yordle +1 would be pretty nice. You can easily fit stuff like Kennen, or, I mean, like late game, if you really want to play for stuff like Ziggs, you can. And then Noxus with Freljord, I mean, there's a decent amount of kind of like inbuilt synergy in there. It's gonna be, this is one of those spots where I think most human TFT players would get very, very dizzy here trying to figure out what the actual board is, because, you know, we have the 2 Freljord here. Do we want to fit like some more? We could go up to even like 5 Freljord if we really want to here for basically free, or we could just play the 1 Freljord to get it. Like, there is a lot going on here. Yeah, you have like the Koboko Yumi as well, who's a nice Yordle to play. So we'll see. Wow, really?
Yeah, the aggressive level. I was just about to say. That was actually like really surprising to me. Oh, sorry, your camera was hidden. But it's really surprising to me that he actually leveled here. I think it's because he just doesn't want to be dizzy. But
yeah, I mean, this will unlock Kaisa, right? This will unlock Kaisa because he has 3 items onto Caitlyn. So maybe that's what he was looking to do here, is unlock that Kaisa. Oh yeah, and it also unlocks Volibear here because he has, wow, really, I didn't realize that Xin Zhao was that tanky already.
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, he just pushes the level forward, the double unlock here. Oh yeah, the extra HP off the belt's augment, I think might have pushed him over. That's so funny. But yeah, this allows him to have a better carry to play around. It's also got that Shyvana as well. Like, the board's kind of coming together. This is one of those situations where it's like, you know, is this board strong enough to stabilize you this stage? We have a lot of like 1-star 5 costs on our board, a lot of traits. I mean, we have the Fawn and all this extra gold to play around. You'd love to just, you know, go fast 9 from this spot, but I don't know if it's quite strong enough. I mean, Kaisa's all right. We have some okay items onto her. We'll see. Actually, it's gonna be, it might be a struggle.
Also just very low. Like, he's not in a position where, like, if he was like 80 HP in this spot, I'd feel a lot more comfortable just going to 9 and sitting on this. But because we are 53 HP, actually now in the 40s now, like, it's gonna be really difficult unless he hits something like Invested here to push him into the level 9 sphere. Coronation as well coming out, which could be a little more attractive because he does already have 1 Fawn, meaning that he could actually like abuse Coronation here to get a lot of power into his board. Looks like that's what he's going to end up doing as well. So he gets even more region trades open with the Freljord in 4 Void 3 Demacia. And just look at the beautiful synergies here. This is incredible. 2 Yordle. He's utilizing basically every single emblem except for, I believe, the Noxus one. But I think going into stage 5, you'll probably see that it will be potentially used with things like Mel Medarda or Mbeza. Looks like he's also rolling as well for, I believe, Kaisa 2?
Yeah, just trying to stabilize his board a bit. Just trying to find some upgrades, because his only upgrade right now on his entire board is Xin Zhao 2. So maybe some upgrades would be nice to find. Yeah, I mean, the Coronation, great here, because now you have the double Fawns on Volibear, giving him a ton of stats. And hey, if we ever find if we get one of those carousels that has all the Fawns on it, and then we would need a Reforger as well to change one of these, we could see triple crown thingy for infinite golds. I wouldn't hold your breath for it, but it could happen. It could happen.
Yeah, and actually, so funny enough, so somebody in the chat saying the board is so bad. He's a main tank 2-star 2 cost and a main carry 1-star 4 cost. Board is so bad. Not to shout you out completely here, but I actually would disagree. I actually think his board is fairly decent for stage 4. It's not necessarily competitive enough to win every single round, but for your ticket to 9, I actually don't think it's that bad. I just think that right now the poor part is just the economy, really, compared to everything else.
Yeah, I would want like one more upgrade on that board to like feel good. Like the Kaisa 2, I would feel like once you had Kaisa 2, I'd feel pretty good. You have so many units in, right? You have 2 Fawns, you have the Freljord dummies as well. Like there's a lot of stuff going on there, but I don't know. Well, yeah, we're checking back in with Prestivan here.
I think the thing to note as well is that like it's a lot of the power is in the traits. It's really not as much in terms of unit quality. And when it comes to when we've seen players like Wajan Iverson or players like Dish Soap, who are very good at being able to find just enough power to go 9. You see a lot of times like they're playing around 2-star 2 costs, 2-star 3 costs, or just having like a ton of traits active in order to get to 9, and that's usually enough. I think, especially this set, I think overrolling on 8 is going to be a really severe problem for most players because they're not going to understand like that they could have stopped rolling like 1,000 years ago, just went 9 instead, but now their perception of what is quote-unquote stable on level 8 might be very different compared to before.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if we can make it to 9, if we can get that rise, we're going to have the world's most unlocked rise with all of these different abilities. But it's just like, well, we'll see. We'll see if we can make it there. We saw Prestivan's board last round in that fight. Did make it to the Bard 3, which is nice. So that's going to stabilize our board a bit. I wonder how Chiue is doing in terms of upgrades as well, because Prestivan was still pretty far off of stuff like Nico 3. I think he was up to like 5 Nikos, which I mean, it's something. It's a start, and maybe if Bard can like portal us in one more, get up to 6, like we could maybe make it there. But it's a little scuffed here. Well, Panda went super fast 9 in this spot.
Unlocked Silas on stage 4.
The Silas. Wow, yeah. And he's got 2-star Swain here as well. Kind of almost looked like he had items made for the Singed, but then started skipping out on the Singed when he realized he needs to just kind of like play a different board here on stuff like the Silas. Only kind of scary thing is we're still primary carry this Draven here, which is a little scuffed for the fact that we're like fast 9 here. Not really who I want to be sticking my items on for
I would have really liked to have seen him transfer the Draven item onto the Shyvana last second, but honestly I think for like the rest of stage 4 this should be honestly enough, I think. But
well, Prestivan's got a very strong board with just this Bard. Well, like, he might drop though. So the Bard cast is gonna, it was just a little late here, so he ends up taking the loss. Oh, Prestivan down to 22 HP. He unlocked Darius, cool.
Yeah, and then we can check out what Aha's doing as well. This is the 9 lives player, level 8 as well. Singe 2, we're just playing a very standard Seraphine board as well, which seems pretty chill. Marcel also, he had the fast 9. We had was upward mobility into win out. Oh, fast 10. You're right, actually. Oh,
with the win out. Wait, he actually took win out. Oh my god.
Yeah, so it looks like Marcel
do not like this augment very much, but his board looks pretty solid now.
I mean, getting to get that straight ticket to 10 is honestly fairly interesting, and taking something like what is this, Band of Thieves 2, get so many Thieves Gloves to get to itemize everything that you're able to hit. I could see his spot like converting nicely soon, but he's still not quite there. We can see like based off his match history as well, like it's a 4 loss during this whole stage. Like he's just been struggling to find that stability, and that stability is really going to come from getting good upgraded units, but we're just not there yet.
Yeah, the more I look at the board, I mean, he's playing 2 Orns on the board right now. It's a little scuffed. This is going to be his 5th loss this stage. He needs to find that stability like now. I mean, the problem with this augment, the reason why people are usually hesitant to take win out is that, you know, you make it to level 10, but usually with a very, very small amount of gold, and you need a lot of gold to build a board on this level. I mean, he's gonna make the Orn 2 because he almost has to, but he needs like an orb. You know what he needs here? We need prismatic orb off minions here, just full of gold, and then all of a sudden, like we have enough gold to build our board, and it's a win out. But
I actually think that might bite him in the back if that ends up happening, just because I think that would like hard stabilize him now. Oh, no,
prismatic orb full of gold.
No.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, no, this guy's just a prophet. Like, I don't get it.
I got him in my mind. I mean, this is what we need to stabilize the board. This is what we need.
Yeah, and it does stabilize him very hard, but I do wonder because his advantage is having a lot of econ. So,
it's
it's good now, but like, you know, give it a couple rounds. Who knows, like, what other kind of insane boards everybody else is going to be building around it. So, I hope Marcel's able to. True. Yeah, so I hope Marcel's able to build a strong board here, but is it going to be enough? I am, you know, I'm having a little bit of difficulty thinking that it will be.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, everybody else got a bunch of gold, a bunch of dupes as well. So yeah, he is double prismatic econ augment here. So that is the big downside. The upside is if he can get to the entire board 2-star, you know, I mean, he has 2-star Sun already. Now he has 2-star Kindred as well. Kind of needs a better front line at this point. I feel like is the big thing that we're missing.
Yeah, and am I seeing this right? Is that a Silas 2?
It was a Silas 2, yeah.
So that's actually gonna.
Oh no!
So I get a bit back in the ass immediately because yeah. So when you get a bunch of gold like that, sure, like you get to stabilize really hard, but so does everybody else, and that is gonna be really tough, especially when your advantage is double econ. Like I think he would have been able to find just enough stabilization just for a little bit longer, but because everybody else was able to just stabilize so hard and spike so fast, I think Marcel just couldn't keep up. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, we needed like a gold orb, not maybe a full prismatic orb. Just a little bit of gold to stabilize our board, but not so much that everybody else gets to hit their 2-star 5 class as well. Because yeah, I mean, rotating into 2-star Silas. This is a different player with 2-star Silas, right?
Yeah, this is Koyui.
A lot of Silas's in this lobby. Prestivant finally just hit Nico 3, so that's something. I mean, you would hope with all of that econ. I mean, this prismatic orb is just gonna make it so that anyone who took a lot of like econ augments, people like Koyue here, are gonna be out of a bit of a disadvantage, and the people who went very greedy, took triple combat here, are gonna start feeling really good. You know, if you have multiple econ augments, your board just has to get strong enough to make up for the fact that you're taking all these econ augments. So Koyui here, at least, you know, made it to level 10, has the Lucian 2. This is kind of similar to the spot that that we just saw Marcel in, but at least has like the Silas 2 to stabilize a bit. So maybe strong enough there. Sail here.
Really interesting board from Sayo, actually. He's had Bilgewater. He has the Tom Kench. TK2 actually ready to go. GP3. Spending the balloon, the balloons. Sorry, excuse me. Wait, what's it called? Silver Serpents? Why do I call them doubloons?
Silver Serpents, yeah. Doubloon is the item that he has on Tom Kench, actually.
Yes, you are correct. I apologize. But honestly, really interesting board. I'm curious to see if this is going to be enough. He is 13 HP. He's on a 4 loss. It seems like his board is just like not scaling hard enough. And these items are... His item distribution is looking a little tough. What is this one in the middle?
We cashed out our artifacts. The the fire like hatchet or whatever it is. It's for these new like HP auto attacky. I mean, it makes a lot of sense with mittens actually. Seems really solid. Yeah, we got our cash out from our augment, so now we have 4 Ornn artifacts on the board, 3 of them on the Aatrox, which is really nice. And the Fishbones ended up just going onto GP. I mean, one of the nice things you can say about Fishbones is that, you know, it makes you target a random target, but if you just throw that onto a melee carry, a lot of the time, you know, the melee carry is just going to be hitting the same target anyway. So you get all the stats without a lot of the downside. So playing for, I mean, pretty high cap spot, the GP3. He's been nerfed a bit, but he can still be a beast on these kind of boards as long as we cap out high enough. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, especially with artifacts, I really hope that one day, I don't know when we'll get to see it, but there is actually an Exodia artifact, Exodia triple artifact Singe build, which to my understanding still hasn't been patched yet, which is the Silvermere Dawn Mittens Horizon Focus build for Singed. So... I'm just bringing this up because I hope that one day we'll get to see it, but, you know, it was 1/3 of the way there. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just bringing this up because I saw the short the other day from Layduck. Because, like, I really want to see it now that I've heard about it, but it's, I don't know if it's going to happen. But speaking of P-God, 07 in the chat for Prestivant. Unfortunately, this guy has gone 7th again, playing the contested bard line.
This is an NA 7-8. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Lock in. I can't.
And NA scales, bro. NA scales. It'll be fine. It'll be good. It's early in the morning for these guys, especially for Prestivant. Actually, I think Prestivant in particular might actually find himself to be like struggling quite a bit this final lobby because his sleep schedule is cooked. It is absolutely cooked. So for him, everybody else is probably feeling like relatively pretty fresh still, but for Prestivant, it feels like for him he's been up for 12 hours. So we'll see how this guy feels for the rest of the lobby.
Who's that just unlocked Rise there? I don't know if it was somebody who was playing it. We haven't checked in yeah, I was about to say on Gobo for now, because he is level 9. He's not even actually playing Rise on his board. He's just capping. Wow, he has 4 Void in with the Rift Herald.
6.7k. That's crazy. The Royal Husk.
0.7, baby.
I mean, his spot's looking really good.
here. Oh my god. Yeah, the board's capping out nicely. Yeah, this is a very cool setup. Has the 3 long shot in with the Ziggs as well. Who, yeah, so he does end up playing Ziggs as his Yordle. Wow, this is a wild board from Go. Man, Gobo has some tech.
Gobo's been absolutely cooking this game, and like honestly, like it goes to show again, like his level 8 was just strong enough in order to get him to stabilize, and then with the gold prismatic orb, just really made his spot even better because Econ was the only thing that he was lacking. Is he dead? Wait. No, wait,
no,
he was 18?
Like, he was like 20 something HP. Like,
well, that was like 18.
Oh, okay, he's not dead, but yeah, you're right.
He's not dead, but he's low. Yeah. But I mean, it just goes to show like knowing like what is enough to stabilize on 8, and then the Priz Orb was really just saving his ass. I'm not gonna lie, really stabilizing his economy as well, just like helping quite a bit. So I think out of everybody in the lobby, Gobo probably had the biggest benefit coming out from that Priz Orb.
Yeah, definitely could be. Gobo. Only emblem he's still not using is that Noxus, so sadly he does not get full credit here. See, How has cat ears on all of his units, so that's a pretty big buff that he's got going on there.
Yep. Isn't mittens and stuff a little bit weird as in attack speed is capped? Yes, but it you're taking mittens for the move speed for Singed in that specific Exodia build. And the reason why Silvermere Dawn works with him is because of I believe his poison ticks down and it counts as an auto attack, so you're constantly
it's when he
runs
focus, over right? a unit. It's when he runs over a unit it counts as an auto attack. Yeah, I mean if the poison counted as auto attack, then it would just like permast on the entire board.
Oh sorry, yeah, you're right. Yes. But when he runs into a unit, it counts as an auto attack. That's right. Weird.
Yeah, because they wanted it to be some kind of like meme build where you go like AD Singe and he like runs people over and like kills them, but has an interesting added consequence where Silvermere Dawn could be quite solid with him. I mean it's kind of a meme build, but I mean I'd be excited to see it.
And then this is like Gobo spot as well. I'm really curious to see how his board plays out. It's looking not great killed. Though. Stuff just playing into just a meta line.
Oh,
and Sale as well going into 4th with the Targon Vanquisher is actually a really interesting spot.
Man, that is the hardest earned 5th I've ever seen in my life. You're having to do all that. That's one of those games that makes you just hate TFT. You put all that work in and you go 5th and you're like, this guy, just all they had to do was go fast 9, bronze for life, and I'm sitting here doing all this work. There's no justice in this world, but that's okay. You know what?
Yeah.
Still a very cool game from Gobo. And I mean, a 5th is not the worst to start on in Checkmate. It's you can definitely come back here. And yeah, rotate into this insane board from Koiwi here, who managed to get to the Silas 2, insanely strong here. Also has the Renekton 2 with 2 Shurimen here. The triple item Renekton. This Renekton unit is just
oh my god, look at these Panda's Augments, by the way. What is this?
Yeah.
Hedge Fund Chinese Titan Commerce Core. Oh my god. Yeah. Just actually just triple econ in it. It seems to have paid off. Like actually.
Well,
like his end game cap is not that strong, but he got to top 3 very comfortably, right?
Yep. And this is this gonna be it? I think. Oh my god, that fight is close, but it is. Yeah.
Down, and then that is going to be it. So, wow, really good game off the bat. Priz Party, but it looks like we're loading into game 2, so that's gonna be super exciting. I believe there are ads running right now, just for folks. That way, during the games, there will not be ads. I apologize, but that should be wrapping up within 10 seconds. So we'll see everybody coming back very soon. Looks like Portal is going to be Howling Abyss. Do you have any sort of specific game plan when it comes to this Portal in particular?
I mean, it gives you some 1 costs. That's pretty cool. I mean, maybe you can hit some early 2 stars. I don't think it's too crazy. I mean, you basically just get another. You basically get a whole shop bought for you at the start, which is cool. But just, playing around the 1 cost that you hit, playing around a 2-star early, playing for a strong early board. It just means also you have to think like everybody else, kind of like the other portals where like people start with like 2-star, like a 2-star 1 cost or something like that. You have to think, okay, everybody else is going to be like that much stronger because they have all these extra units. So like if you are trying to win streak in this portal, then you just have to, ensure, okay, like is everybody else how strong is everybody else? Can I actually play for a win streak here? Because like we see Koiwi already has a 2-star. Jarvan here has a Rumble pair here, on the way to having a very strong board. So, check in on everybody else. Ooh, Viego could be one where if you get that early Viego, you can play for Shadow Isles. So that's an exciting one to get. And also the earlier you get Shadow Isles, the better. It's like almost necessary to get it in very early so you can start stacking that.
Yeah, and actually, so speaking of 1 cost reroll as well, I wanted to touch upon this a little bit. We did see Go Boaster playing a Jhin reroll Jin reroll Bruiser's board yesterday, which was super interesting. He did spawn in with like 7 Jins, I believe, on 2-1, if I remember correctly. So
well, it wasn't exactly on. It was actually on 2-3. He rolled down, tried to proc his Bard. And then on the way, you can youtube.com/Subzeric. Actually, the most recent VOD review was that game. You know, not to well,
did you?
I did actually. That was
okay, I did not know
that was my VOD review. But yeah, he rolled on 2-3 to try to proc Bard. Rolled 4 times. Found like because he started that roll down with like 3 Jins and then found 5 more while rolling and then was on 8 Jins for a while. So goes to show the weird stuff that Bard does to the game.
Looks like 2-1 augments here for Marcel. Really strong board, actually. He has Shen 2 and Kiana 2. But again, everybody has a bunch of upgrades this portal specifically. So I do wonder if something like Warpath actually is that attractive. If anything, I think it might be actually a little less attractive just because everybody in the lobby is probably going to have pretty high tempo. I do like the idea of taking an item augment instead, things like Blood Offering or Prize Fighter. I personally would lean Blood Offering here just because I do think Slayers would be a really good way to just like have an easy game, turn my brain off, and just like play a decently solid line. I know it is no Seraphine Singed, but it is still very, very solid, especially with a Kiana 2 opener. So, okay, fuck me. Late game scaling it is.
We found late game scaling. We talked about late game scaling yesterday. I mean, this might be if Mort Dog posted his here are the augment outliers right now, the ones that are above like a 4.4 or whatever. I think this one would be on the list. It just gives you so much econ and so much combat power. So no surprise that Marcel takes this here, and a great augment to get those high placements. Marcel started off the tourney with an 8th, and so if he can turn that around with like a top 1 or a top 2, all of a sudden he's back in the conversation. Checkmate is really, I mean, it's an anyone can win kind of thing, but also if you start getting really far behind, I'm reminded of like the World Championship that Setsuko was at, where he like started off with an 8th and then went like 8th again the game after that, and it just kind of felt like, okay, well, it's just impossible now. Like, how am I gonna get to the 20-point threshold? So Marcel would like a very nice score.
Ooh, Aura farming Ornn, by the way, coming from President here. Interesting to see how this one plays out. His earliest artifact is still going to be what is it, 5-1? No, it's gonna be later than that. It's gonna be like 5-1.
4-3. Yeah, 5-1.
Yeah. So curious to see if this is. What are your thoughts on this aura farming in particular? I personally don't think this one's very good, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I would not be too excited because like these scaling 5 quests. I mean, 4-3 is early-ish to get them. The problem is, like with Ornn or like Azir or any of these other scaling 5 costs, like preserving HP is quite important, right? Like you want to make it to those units with a lot of HP so that even if you take a few losses, you can farm some artifacts. Now, because we're taking aura farming, we're going to be playing down a gold augment until 4-3. And because a lot of that power of the unit is in the scaling, they're just units where it's not that exciting to have them 2-starred. Like having an Ornn 2, I mean, you'd much rather have like a random high roll Ornn and then get like a Lucian 2 from your aura farming, and then boom, like you stabilize really hard and then use the Ornn to get value. So we'll see. I mean, he does still get a bunch of HP, throw items on him. An Ornn 2 is still an Ornn 2 on 4-3. It's still going to be ahead of tempo. But yeah, definitely one that's a little bit less exciting than other options.
And actually, I really like this take from Ahau, actually. This is Crimea River. This is an augment that's like, I think by most player standard, pretty mid. But there are going to be times where, like, I actually, speaking of mid, like, I think if you looked at the augment stats for this augment in particular, it's probably in like the 4.6s if I had to guess, maybe even 4.7. But it goes to show that like any augment that's like even like not necessarily that good, there's still going to be times where you're going to want to take it, like in a spot like here where like it gives him that adaptive helm plus JG, and with like the invoker start, he's actually super strong to tempo and preserve a lot of HP. So I like this take a lot here. I think especially like lower elo might not consider taking an augment like this, but I personally really like it.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can keep our 3 streak. It's close, but we do keep it. Definitely a tier diff. Yeah, I mean, I love single item augments like this, or the silver one that gives you the anvil when you're on a 3-item start, just because jumping from 1 completed item and a component to 2 completed items on your first 3 fights is like a huge jump in power. So I fully approve of that being taken here. Triple
pan carousel. Are there any pans in particular that you're really excited for this set, or that you think are super strong in the current meta?
Yeah, Panny Andrew is my favorite pan. But aside
my favorite
from
one
that,
cost Penny Andrew.
Well, aside from that, it's interesting because like pans spats play into all of these like really high verticals, but this is not really a set where you want to play for these super high verticals. Pans are interesting because they are, playing for a lot of the extra traits. 2 Arcanist is a really good just kind of like +1 trait for your entire board. 2 Defender is just a nice trait to get onto your board. Things like that. 2 Quick Striker even. So it can be nice. My only kind of hesitation sometimes with Pan is like stuff like 2 Arcanist is very easy to fit on your board. You can play Nico and then like any other Arcanist, oftentimes it's Swain. Quick Striker is one that I think is a little bit harder to play that might be nice to get on. We saw, I think it was Sale yesterday, played around 2 Quick Striker the entire game just to get the attack speed from Quick Striker onto the entire board. So we'll see what these pans end up being, but you kind of have to craft your board around them because like some of these traits are kind of easy to play. So the question is, okay, like what is the value then that you're getting? If you make an Arcanist spat, but then you're playing around Nico plus Swain already, then you've just wasted your pan. So it'll be interesting to see what people do with them.
Yep, and then Chiwe here actually playing too much value Bard again, by the way. Really interesting. It seems like his game plan is play Bard whenever possible. I wonder if he's going to be one-tricking it. Chiwe actually, for those of you who don't know, actually won the major last set. So I'm really curious to see like how he approaches tourney play this time around and see if he's able to pull it through, because if he can do it once, he can definitely do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a very stacked lobby in terms of just accolades. You have, Chiwe there. You have Sale, who was in our most recent World Finals. You have Gobo, who was almost at our most recent World Finals. Marcel, who was at last Worlds. Like, a lot of these players were at Worlds, which is just so funny.
He was at last Worlds. Is that a pun?
I mean, what? Wait, what's the pun?
He won 40th.
Well, he made it there. I mean,
he did make it there, yes. Somebody so funny enough, somebody had tweeted earlier. I forget who it was, but they tweeted
pun
like,
is, by the way, Kai, but whatever.
No, it is a pun. He was at the last Worlds and he was at last Worlds. But anyways, there was somebody who had mentioned.
Never mind. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
right?
go ahead.
But somebody on Twitter was like, in the final lobby for Project PBE Major, there are 3 people who went to Worlds last set. So it was Seo, Marcel P, and Gobo. And then I think Marcel had tweeted right underneath, yeah, 40th is pretty good, right? And then somebody goes, I think it was Daywa. Daywa pointed out, he's like, there's like 3 people who've gone 40th at Worlds in this Project PBE Major lobby. So that's actually a fairly funny coincidence.
I mean, 40th in the world is still pretty good. We take those. I would certainly take those, like
top 40.
There's nothing wrong with that. Dude, Koiwi is on a 5 streak playing for Yordle.
Yeah, and actually, so funny enough, we saw Yordles do really well yesterday. It was a top 2, I think, in the stats. I'm saying in the stats as if we have stats. We don't have stats. I happen to have noticed that it did well one game. But
yeah, one game it went top 2, so not really
one game
in the
sample
stats
size
at all.
But
yeah.
I will say though, it did do well. So in the right spots, it can do well. But you just need to be able to identify it. So I think that's the only thing. So what is that? 15 gold, by the way, from the orb. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. I mean, we'll see if Koiwi. I mean, Koiwi sold off a Lulu there, so maybe not just going for the total like Yordle reroll. I mean, this can very well be kind of this this Yordle tempo type gameplay where you hold on to the Yordles, you use the 6 Yordle to give you 2 refreshes around, which is, I mean, it's like it's a lot of
refreshes.
It's a lot of gold that you essentially get for playing Yordle, and we have a 5 streak already, so we're guaranteed to make it to stage 4 with a decent amount of HP here, even if we lose every fight this stage. And so you can see people. What did you just say?
DPBis. He has Sunfire already, but he slammed the red buff here for tempo.
Oh.
Yeah, he has a Reforger, so I think he's just going to fully reforge the red buff later. Or reforge the Sunfire, one of the 2.
Low key, I'm down. I mean, we won this fight.
I don't hate it. I thought if it were me in this spot, I would have reforged a bow. I don't know if I would have reforged the whole item.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, we will see. But I mean, I do love in a lobby like this, especially with Prismatic second, if you can take some kind of like Prismatic combat here and have like a really, really strong board to go with all this gold that you have, I feel like you're going to be in a fantastic spot here.
I'm liking Sword Overflow here. I don't know about you.
Kai hovering the swords. Yeah, I mean, I think the swords are very, very solid here. Look at that. Kai Watanabe. Who is he? Predicting augments that pro players are taking? He's fully locked in for set 16, baby.
Set 16. I'm so excited because
after the major, I have most of my like admin responsibilities done, so I get to finally play the set. I have not touched a game of set 16 in about like 8 days. So I've been itching to play. It's been really bad. But that's what I'm gonna be looking forward to for the next 48 hours. Looks like Marcel's Wall taking Sword Overflow. I think his spot's slightly worse for Sword Overflow just because I didn't get to see or a good chance to see his augment choices, but I'm kind of curious. Double Deathblade with late game scaling, so I guess he's gonna try to play around the Senna and potentially maybe the Kindred with the Quick Striker emblem. What are your thoughts on his spot?
Sorry, I was just reading somebody saying something in your Twitch chat, which is not accurate, by the way, but that's fine. I mean, I still love Marcel's spot because he has this first augment that I think is just absolutely gross. Interesting bench that he's holding on to here, though. A lot of Ionia that he's holding. I mean, I did for a brief moment. I tuned into Marcel P's stream yesterday because he didn't stream his Project PBE games, but then he streamed afterwards playing some ladder games and yapping, and he was actually like team plannering out an Ionia board, and he was like, it was like Ionia plus Kindred, and he was like, oh, you know, like this can be a really good board if you're in like a lobby where like Mel and stuff like that are like heavily contested. You can play for you know, the Kindred plus like set duo carry, and I mean we saw Sale do that yesterday, get a ton of fight wins, like I think end up like winning the lobby with that board. I think it was like an Annie set board actually, which is really interesting. So you know, as more people go Fast 9, as there are these lobbies where, you know, this is a prismatic-ish lobby where, you know, a lot of people will probably be looking at Fast 9. You know, every person cannot play the exact same board. So having some kind of other options open in terms of 5-cost boards you can play will be really nice to, you know, if everybody's looking for the same 5-cost and you're looking for another one uncontested, it'll be a lot easier to pick them up. So yeah
100%. And I'm just trying to like take a gauge on like what exactly is going on in the lobby as well. It looks like I'm just kind of curious to see like everybody else's spots. I'm most curious about the progress Chiwei has. I think he has random, or what is it called? It's called Pandora's items, the prismatic version for his 3-2. So I'm kind of curious like which prismatic he wants to land on for the Bard comp. I think we haven't seen too many radiant items, I think, throughout Project PBE in total. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but like I feel like when it comes to the radiant item power, I'm not actually like too confident myself on what the strong ones are. Do you have any takes on what you think right now are the current strong ones or the current good ones?
Yeah, I mean, they have this new like framework where radiant items are just supposed to basically be 2 items, 2 versions of that item, which does, I feel like, some kind of wonky things, because some items in the past, the radiant versions was kind of like something that would like scale with them. You know, Radiant Gargoyle would give you a bunch of RMR, and then it would also heal you up a little bit. Now Radiant Gargoyle just gives you a bunch of RMR, which means there's so much more value in building those kind of like diversified stats, but it also just, I think, is going to do some slightly weird things to augments or to radiant items. I mean, from augments or anything like that. I mean, the stats right now basically say a lot of the util ones look good. Back in the day where I feel like Radiant Red Buff, Radiant Morella was like really broken. Stats seem to like those a lot these days, but I mean, it's not a huge band between the best radiant item and the worst one. I mean, the hope would be that it's intuitive, right? That you just take a radiant item that makes sense in your spot, and you aren't like, you know, poring over the stats and saying, oh, should I take, you know, Radiant Deathcap or Radiant Archangels here? Well, I'm playing a stall comp, but Deathcap is just broken, so I take it. You know, hopefully that wouldn't be the case.
There was a period of time when like the worst radiant item was like actually unclickable. I forget. Was it Radiant Spark before they like buffed the crap out of it? Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like set 11 maybe, or set 12. It was like, or maybe even set 10. It was like you could never click on Radiant Spark or Radiant Steadfast, I think, were the 2, because they were so unbelievably bad compared to everything else. But I think
Radiant Steadfast, yeah,
like at some point it was like really bad. But let's see. I heard a streamer, I forgot who, say it's about 1.8 items. I could totally see that being the case. That makes sense to me, right? 1.8 times the value of a typical craftable item. That sounds about right.
I mean, yeah, that sounds close to it. I mean, I thought their framework was like 2 items, but I mean, like as you get more of the same stat, like the same it's like kind of like less valuable, you know, like a bunch of Arnamar on your unit that already has a bunch of Arnamar is not as valuable. This is a really close fight, by the way, for Panda. I think he's got it though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a Malzahar. It is just Malzahar.
Just mouse things, yeah.
Just mouse things. It's 2 times the stats, and items are usually multiplicative, so it wouldn't be like 2 items that scale different things. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, 1.8 I think does make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, we're just making numbers up, I think. Looks like he did take his Radiant there, which was Radiant Protector's Vow onto the Nico, which seems decent enough. I mean, the thing with Radiant Pandora's is that, I mean, oftentimes you do just have to take good enough, right? You can't just like greed forever for the perfect Radiant item because it might just never come back around to the exact one that you want. So
yeah, and actually, can we just talk about sales board real quick? I like this a lot. I think he's just fast 9 off this board, right? He's got 59 HP. He levels force 2 quick striker, I think, and then that's just gonna call it. I wonder if he's even gonna play 2 quick striker. Does he have even shroud? He doesn't have any sunder anywhere, right? He does have the Thieves Glove, but that goes away in a second. So I'm curious if he actually values sunder with the Aphelios 2 more than 2 quick striker.
Yeah, you also get Noxus in here because of the Noxus jugs. So I mean, this looks pretty nice to me. And playing around this Kindred that I guess we found on level 7. Kindred, another one of these more desirable 5 costs, I would say, not to the level of like the Lucian Senna in terms of like an AD carry, but like definitely the second best AD carry 5 costs out there. And yeah, just using the 6 jug to stabilize the board. We'll see how well this board stabilizes this stage. I would imagine actually pretty decently. Like I would imagine we win like maybe 2 or 3 fights this stage and then lose to the really, really strong people. But that would be enough to make it to 9 for sure.
Could also about right curious as well. Yeah.
Curious if we sell the Belveths here. It looks like we do. Yeah, because Belveth 2 would be nice, but I mean, Kindred's kind of already a beast here.
Oh, makeshift armor is so good in this spot. I mean, I think this is... I think you insta-click this. I would just move the TG down. But for the front line, I think this would like actually stabilize him because, you know, when we think about like set 15, for example, 6 jugs was... Okay, well, fuck me. But like 6 jugs was one of those traits where it's like it was really good because so much of power was in the high verticals, right? But now we're not really seeing that the high verticals are really paying off as much. So despite the fact that they're good for transition states, they aren't necessarily great for making sure that you're stable throughout like the early mid game, like things like stage 4, maybe even like early stage 5. So taking something like makeshift armor I think would have been really nice because it helps kind of fill in that gap of your front line. But admittedly he does lack damage, so the fact that he took mess hall I think is very, very reasonable. But I definitely my ears definitely perked up when I saw the makeshift armor.
Well, I mean, the problem is we already had 3 tank items made and a TG on the front line, which I guess, yeah, you could move down, but it's a little awkward. If we had, you know, not that many tank items slammed, then, you know, maybe I could see it, but yeah.
And then it looks like, what is this? This is... Panda's got a really... What is it? 5 Zon? I see transitioning between Seraphine Singed? What exactly is his board state here?
Yeah, it's like it's a Singed board, but he does not have... Looks like he's missing out on... Because I see he does not have Arcanist or Piltover in, so he has not found the Seraphine, and he has also not found... well, he does actually have Swain on bench, so he's really just missing Seraphine then, and so he's just playing around Vertical Zon instead for a few rounds here to so that he, you know, just has something to play, because I mean, yeah, without the Seraphine, the board's a teeny bit awkward to play around. Gobo did end up playing Shadow Owls, which is cool. Oh, and like kind of full attack speed on the Callista here is pretty interesting. Flicker Blade, Gwynsu's Rage Blade. I don't think the stats necessarily completely support this build for Callista, but I mean, maybe it's a spot where the stats lie.
She is an attack caster, so I don't think... Yeah, building a bunch of attack speed is definitely not going to be ideal.
8!
I think Gobo's like Giga 8. I don't know if he does he know? Like, he probably does it. I mean, he probably just ended up in this spot. I'm just trying to think, like, Ginsu's Flicker Blade. I mean, that sounds more something like Belveth, or like who's the attack speed backline carry for 4 costs? You know, off the top of your
what's
head?
her name is also good. The Ionia one, Yunara.
Oh yes, Yunara. Exactly, yes.
With AS. So yeah, I get like a Kraken on top of that, and she'd be cooking. But Yeah, I think Gobo, you know, maybe he's cooking a little bit, trying some stuff out with the Callista. I mean, to be fair, like Callista, like the more she casts, the more she like armor shreds people. And so if you get like cast after cast, like if you get her like really ramping up, I think there's like almost something to the build, but I just think she probably doesn't scale enough with attack speed to actually have a build like this. So yeah, and Gobo, man, he's playing some interesting lines. He's almost overcooking. I feel like, you know, he's doing some cool stuff here. He had that crazy game last game where he ended up going 5th. Like I feel like Gobo's doing such interesting stuff, but yeah.
And then
I
also
don't know
interesting take here. Marcel took 3 threes here on his 4-2 augment,
threes.
and I think he mostly took it to stabilize, but also just for the econ. Like this augment's actually kind of interesting for 4-2.
Yeah, I don't know which 3 costs he got, but I mean, he has a Darius 2 and a Draven 2 on his board, so there might be value in that. Also, the double DV Quick Striker Shyvana here is kind of crazy. Yeah.
Very, very spicy. And 5 Noxes as well. Like, Marcel's board for a transition state is really nice. He can actually probably just sit for 2 rounds, and then on 5-1, just like send it down again and really spike the crap out of his board. So I really like Marcel's spot. I think he is going to have a really good time this game.
Yeah, I mean, he clicked on this this augment, so he's having a pretty good time. This is a close fight that I think he's going to end up losing. 2-unit loss is not the end of the world. Okay. But, I mean, if he takes another loss, he actually is starting to get into the danger zone. You know, down into like the 20s where you're really unhappy. So he'd love to pick up a win. I mean, I think his board's quite solid. It is another situation where he is kind of double econ augment, though at least he gets some combat from his first one. But yeah, Chihui here, the Bard Nico 1 trick. Certainly, so he's uncontested this game, I believe. I don't think anyone else tried to contest him here. So you can see doing a lot better and now has everything. Well, not everything, but has a lot of things here. Pushed to level 7 actually after he hit the Nico. I mean, I feel like the Nico is like the most important thing to hit on this board, and then like some backline, which you have in the Bard. And then, you know, capping out higher with stuff like Melio. 5 Freljord here from a How is pretty cool. We don't really see people play around this.
Really cool. I like this a lot. It seems to be like the 5 pieces are pretty popular for like transition states. Just generally speaking, I don't know if that's just a coincidence this game in particular, but I do think like people are really open to just like putting in anything on their board as long as it's stable enough for the meantime, which is honestly indicative of a healthy direction for the game. I personally really like this a lot. You know, whether you want to play more traits or you want to just go up the vertical, just to stabilize throughout stage 4 and throughout the mid game, I think this is some really nice mid game decision making that we're seeing for the set entirely. And also, unfortunately, Go Boosters going in 8th with 4-6.
Yeah.
Before stage 5, unlucky man.
Dead before Treasure Dragon. Won't even get to check what he gets, but that's okay. We do see.
Wow.
So Preston actually made it to a pretty healthy Ornn setup. He managed to get to that Ornn on 4-3 from his aura farming. And I mean, he's highest HP in the lobby. I'm pretty surprised, honestly, that he made it this healthily there, and then is actually just using the Singe to stabilize. If you want a unit that's going to stabilize you really hard, stage 3 and stage 4, then you got the Singe. So it makes a lot of sense that he's going to play around that with the Ornn here, use that to you know, get his board in, and now it's just a little bit longer until we actually get our Ornn item crafted up here. So yeah,
I just think it's really funny that he decided to end up going this route in order to play the Ornn 2 aura farming. I think if I personally was in his spot, I would have just thought, well, you know, speaking from 2-1, but like I would be thinking more about like just generally just thinking about playing around wardens and stuff. To go from Ornn 2 aura farming 2-1 into a singed, basically a singed Seraphine board, just with a slight variation. I think it's fairly interesting. He doesn't have Warden active, right? So
yep, yeah, he's just playing Ornn as a threat on this board. Means that he has to actually also cut some important stuff. He's not playing Seraphine on this board actually, so he's playing Zaun to fit in the, or he's playing Echo to fit in Zaun and Disruptor on this board. So it's an interesting setup, but I mean, it's gotten him this far. The question is, how much further can he take this board? Because, I mean, he doesn't have Singe 2. He's going to get an artifact here, but it's a random artifact. So, you know, if you get something that fits onto the Singe or the Malzahar, then you'll feel really good. But there's also, you know, certainly a world where you get just some random garbage, and then you're not really getting that much value out of it. He is going to, ooh, this is a very, very broke. This is a kind of a, ooh, Zanya's is nice, though.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's a little bit of a broke level 9, yeah.
Yeah, Panda also was playing the Seraphine board, so I think for Prestiven's spot, he's just thinking like the easiest way to cap here is just to like go level 9 instead, because he's not gonna be able to find, you know, roll down on 0 extra copies of Singe. It's gonna be way harder to find it. So I think just going 9 and then like hoping that he can survive long enough to get the Singe 2. I think that's probably his current game plan for now.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see where he moves all his items around to. Yeah. Koyui here versus Panda. Koyui made it to Silas here, so has that Silas on the board, and then Panda just playing kind of stuck on level 8. This looks like one of those spots where you're just praying to like get every placement that you can. 7th already is pretty good because Gobo went down, but that actually just might be where he caps out at, because this is gonna be a big loss. Oh my god. Goodness. Did we kill a unit?
And the thing is that like, again, like we talked about this yesterday too, but like the Seraphine Singe board, you know, everybody's like complaining about it, like it's gonna be like 4-way 5-way contest every single lobby, but we're really seeing that that's not the case at all in these like really high level scrim lobbies, where these players are, you know, sometimes they are playing into it, but the reality is that they all just want to go 9. They really all just want to go 9 and like flex some sort of strong stuff throughout stage 4, get to 9, and then play some like really strong stuff instead. So the Seraphine board has just really not been performing too hot in all of these PBE lobbies.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing about it is, you know, not all games of TFT are made equal. Not every single game you play can you go, you know, fast 9 and cap out really high. I like the Singe Seraphine board in that, you know, sometimes you just need a board that can farm you like a 6th or something like that, and you know, usually, or maybe even a top 4. We've seen that comp even go like top 3 when you stabilize with enough HP and enough of a strong board. And so, you know, those comps do need to kind of exist in the game, you know, have the ability to farm out some placements, and then they should get farmed by some of these like really high cap boards later. It's just, you know, hard to completely win out with that board. Also, Panda goes down.
Panda goes down. Preston has lost another round as well, and Marcel has lost another round again. Well, okay, to be fair, this is better than 7-8 from NA last game, so we are scaling. That
yeah, scaling a 7-8 into a 5-6, into a 3-4, into a 1-2, into a 1-1.
That would be really nice. That would be really nice. So I'm really curious to see how Marcel and Preston do for the rest of the lobby. I think based on their trajectory right now, it's really not looking too hot. I'm really curious to see their board state, to see what exactly is going on and why they're losing so much. I do want to point this out as well. Somebody had mentioned Aha just loves playing around Freljord. So I'm really curious to see if we can see here, he's upgraded his board. 5 Freljord, just honestly really stable and leveling to 9 on 5-5, which might be even considered slightly late by most folks. But it looks like he is having a good time.
I'm pretty shocked that this board is as stable as it was. I feel like consensus is that Lysandre is not that strong of a unit. His augments, I mean, play for long fights with Freljord and then, you know, get really strong later. So I guess I could see it. I mean, Marcel's board looks pretty solid at this point. A little bit of, you know, like a few kind of awkward pieces, but he's got the 2-star 5 cost. He's got the quick striker to play around. No spell crit onto the Shyvana with the Hodge, just like a tad bit awkward. But I mean, I feel like his board should be good enough to win some of these fights. He's up against a Kindred 2.
He should be very good, actually. He's Shyvana 2, he has Kindred 2.
Can breathe on these guys. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm surprised he lost as much as he did, because he's a little low. Oh my god, this fight was kind of close as well.
He lost to Koyui and he lost to Chiwei, and Prestiven's actually going down in 6.
Prestiven will be sacrificed. Yes, down in
so it looks like Marcel's board lost to the Bard Ixtal player, and then to Koyui as well, who played Silas 2 is a Silas 2, so
yeah, okay, I could see it. Oh, but now How is getting really strong. Just found Volibear 2. Like, Marcel just needs to get a little bit more of strength on his board, but he is broke. So we'll see here. Everybody looks really strong at this point in the game, and basically everyone aside from the Bard board is just in this, you know, fast 9, play around your 2-star 5 costs, set up and do what you can. Okay, we got Clone here at least. Maybe there's some kind of, I wonder if
again, he lost his board earlier, so I'm curious to see if he still wins.
Yeah.
I think
Bard will shoot.
What's that?
12. I was I was wondering if like Bard would somehow like not see the 3-star units because it's like a clone bug, but I think he definitely did.
That's definitely enough dudes. Yeah,
I think that's rough. I mean, this is a close fight.
This is really
still
close. And Zhonya's as well.
Oh my god, the Kindred cast though. The Kindred. Wait.
But the Kindred jumped all the way back. Oh my
god, it was just enough.
Wait, that Kindred cast saved the Shyvana, actually saved the entire fight, and Marcel gets a top 4. Sale goes down here. Holy. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Kindred then jumped back and almost entered the fight, but I mean, that is not NA Kindred unless you're complimenting some kind of NA jungler, which you're probably not.
That needs to be fixed. I think Kindred needs to be able to jump back to where she was, not to... What the fuck was that? D1? Like the fucking complete opposite corner of the board? I didn't know that her jump back worked like that.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. I think it also might have been due to the Zanyas as well. Like, I wonder if they procced the Zanyas and so Kindred jumped back because like there was no target to jump to. I'm not actually sure, but could be something.
Because she saved the fight and nearly threw it. Like that's yeah. I mean, if we're talking about any junglers,
that hype? Isn't that what it's all about, Kai?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And I mean, speaking of hype, Koyue I think is just gonna win out. Look at this: Silas 2, Fiddlesticks 2, Mel Medarda 2, Shyvana 2. I mean, this is his entire board is upgraded. I don't know if he just high rolled or something, but like, look how stable he is for like stage 6. Like, this is even for like a stage 6 board. This is every single unit is upgraded properly, and it all fits so nicely.
Yeah, this board looks disgusting. And do you remember who won game 1, Kai?
Oh, was it also Koyue? Oh shit.
It was Koyue. This is going to be very potentially a 1-1 16-point start to the day, which I mean, we've seen this happen in checkmate before. We could be done quite early here. We will see.
Unfortunate for Marcel as well, just finding Exodia. Just Koyue's board is just nuts. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then Chiwe also taking a big loss. The Fast 9 boards, I'm really blown away by the strength of this just 5 Freljord board from Ahau. I just do not think there's a line that anyone is really excited to play towards, but he put the Freljord in the bag. Honestly, I need to go play some Freljord after this. I mean, I think his augment combination is quite nice. You know, the Soul Awakening here with the kind of like longer fights here, and then like the Spirit Link to kind of extend the fights, I think is quite nice. So I don't know,
really
maybe
nice
there's some kind of and then like the Freljord kind of allowing the fights to go along as well with all this really tanky Braum and stuff like that. I don't know, it's a very cool line, and one that I do think is just kind of unexplored. I think a lot of people are pretty low on these Freljord units.
And like, I think somebody mentioned as well, Ahau is like the only guy willing to take triple combat, and I think that's something really important to note, is that like he is willing to take a lot of combat augments, and that's actually going to be a huge way to put so much power into his board compared to a lot of these other folks who are taking like these econ augments and sometimes even double and sometimes even triple econ augments. So even though Fast 9 is king, it does seem like there are still ways to navigate the game with like triple combat and still, you know, squeezing out a top 2, especially again in this lobby. This is a crazy stacked lobby. With I think unfortunately Gobos are being the only one with an unfortunate performance in this particular lobby, but overall this lobby strength is super high, and like even with that in mind, like he was still able to cap out pretty hard on like majority 2-star forecast.
Yeah, I mean, the thing to consider with triple combat is just building a cheap enough board so that you don't get punished for that fact. And I mean, this is a relatively cheap board, right? We have an Anivia on our board. We have a Vi on our board. You know, we're playing around just like 2-star Sejuani and stuff like that. You know, compared to a lot of these Fast 9 boards, oh my god, Volibear's on the back line. I don't know if it's enough just because the Silas is going to do so much work. But the Volibear, yeah, he tried to go genius mode there and save the fight. But I mean, still, fantastic placement from Ahau. And then, I mean, you cannot say enough about the fact that Koyue 1-1 here.
Yeah, and then just to give a little bit of context as well, because I was trying to look up Koyue and just trying to check who they are as a player, but honestly, this guy is not necessarily like the best of China, by the way. This guy is a solid player from CN. He was a tier 1 competitor. He was actually pretty close to the cutoff for Project PBE, but this guy's just been killing it. He is, I believe, a regional player. I believe he's a regional finalist. From CN, so again, very solid player, but he's like surprisingly enough not even the best of the best from there, so or at least not considered the best of the best. So I'm curious to track his performance at the set, but also CN is just a region, man. They got so many incredible players there that like every day I feel like I'm learning about a new CN player that is just an absolute beast.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, it's yeah, TFT. Just the further and further that we get into TFT's life cycle, we get more and more of these just like crazy players that just, and yeah, especially in like CN and I feel like Korea and Vietnam as well, these like really big regions. I mean, every once in a while, a player will just pop up who's just like randomly a beast that you've never heard of, and that will farm lobbies. Yeah, I was also Googling Koyubi to get some more info, and it's actually kind of hilarious. I found this this Reddit post that was Koyui, who had VOD reviewed Dish Soap and did like an analysis of Dish Soap's gameplay and like all the learning. So, you know, we're letting the other regions catch up by having Dish Soap here. You know, Dish Soap, turn off the stream, take it off, just make it so nobody can watch you. They're literally catching up by watching our own gameplay. But you know, I mean, if somebody's learning from Dish Soap, then I mean, they're probably kind of a beast. So we'll see.
Also, welcome back everybody from the ads. Thank you for sticking through the ad breaks. This way we have no ads throughout the game. Prestivan seems to be having a pretty okay start. This is like a Demacia start. Nothing here too crazy. I do wonder, it is Silver Scrapes. This is the first time I've actually ever seen this portal. So I don't think the game plan is going to really change too much. I think this is going to be one of those lobbies where we're going to see a lot of Seraphine Singed, just because I think it'll be a lot harder to cap out to level 9 here unless we get like Prismatics 2-1, and funny enough, no, we don't. We get actually silver augments. Team building, wood, axiom, and patience is a virtue. So curious to see which one of these presidents is going to be willing to take here.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of power level, patience is a virtue is the highest power level one. We do also, from an items perspective, we have BT, half a Morello. So if my name was Precedent, I would not, I would not be too upset about just full open here into our favorite poisony man from Arcane, Singed, and just go off. Also, what happened to my cam, Kai? This guy keeps snubbing me.
Sorry. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
If I open Spotify, it covers your window, and then that's what's causing that. Sorry. But it does also look like Prestivant is. I mean, I think from Prestivant's perspective, I think he's just playing Bard. I think Patience is a Virtue. Bard makes a lot of sense here. My eyes lit up when I saw Ahau spot. He took risky moves. I had this theory that risky moves is really nice because you get to proc the Singed super early. So despite the fact that it's like silver lobby, not a lot of like variance going on, I really like the idea that like you could unlock Singed off a loose streak super early on. Just get those Zon units in, get those Juggernauts in, and then you can just have a really good time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really nice. He's already got 2 Jug online here, and holding on to a Zawin unit. His items are fine for Singed. He has like half BT, half Void Staff. No Morello pieces, which is a little bit awkward, but we'll see there. Chiwei playing this Bilgewater open here. I feel like Bilgewater is one. Yes, carve a path. After dealing 65,000 physical damage, you gain 2 more swords. Very...
Okay. Oh, I want to talk about this. So,
okay.
Brosif came out with his TFT coaching program. Shout out Brosif TFT. But he came out with an elite coaching program, and part of the application process for that program was that he had the augment. It wasn't this exact augment, but a very similar one, where basically it's one of those like after X amount of damage or spending mana or whatever it may be, he had a question on his application form that said, how would you estimate when this would proc? So I guess now my question for you, Mr. Sub-Zero Arc, how would you estimate 65,000 damage? How would you actually think about the game and how you would calculate this, and what round would you expect to be able to cash this out?
I mean, so the thing with augments like this is you were doing more damage later, the later and later you get into the game. So, you know, like you're looking at it right now, and he's only dealt like, a little bit of damage as part of his Carve the Path. So he's very, far off. Yeah, he's only at barely 2K right now. And 2K out of 65K, that's like no damage. It's over. If you extrapolate the number of rounds, it's taking us 2 rounds to do 2K. So it's gonna take us 65 rounds to at this rate to get this double sword. But the nice thing is the later and later you get into the game, the more damage you're doing, the bigger the HP pools are on the enemy board. So I feel like you should think about it in terms of like levels, because the biggest jump is like, level 4, another entire unit is placed onto the board. That's another, say 1,000 HP that you have to deal with. So I would say kind of like, okay, how many rounds are we going to spend at each of these different levels? You could kind of model it out and say, okay, the first couple of rounds are going to be level 3, and then we're going to be, level 4 for the rest of the stage, and then level 5, and then say, okay, what's the average damage that we're getting out of each of these rounds, you could even just kind of like multiply up and say like, okay, right now we dealt 900 damage the first couple of rounds. Add an extra unit, we're probably going to be doing like a little bit more than that, maybe like 1200 or 1300 damage, and then level 6 we're going to go up to like 1800 damage, and then kind of multiply that out. Kind of annoying to calculate it out.
So what's your answer? Because I'm getting confused. I feel like this is severely overcomplicated. Because if, let's say you're in game, like what, and you're like 65k damage, like what round would you think that is if you had to make your decision on 2-1?
I mean, I would not be comfortable making an estimate until I like look at actually like how much damage my units are doing in the fights. Like, do you know how much damage you're doing on 3-2?
I mean, okay, you want to know how I would approach it?
Okay.
And maybe I'm grossly oversimplifying it, but to me, I just think stage 2, I'm doing like maybe like 1 to 2k damage per fight, and then stage 3, I'm guessing it's probably about like 3 to 5k, and then stage 4, I'm thinking I hope it's probably closer to 10k, and then I would just like add those together. So for me, it would be like somewhere like mid stage 4, early stage 5 would be my guess.
I mean, good enough, I guess, is a shorthand. But like, where are you getting those numbers from?
Just from general, just experience. That's just how it feels to me. Like, usually those are the numbers that I'm seeing in most fights throughout the game, is what I've noticed.
Let's look at some numbers as we get further on in the game, because like, I mean, stage 3, the slight problem is that like stage 3, like 3-1 is very different from 3-6, in terms of damage. It's more of a gradient, but to be fair, simplification is helpful in situations like that. I mean, in my experience, I feel like you're getting a lot of these like mid stage 4. It's also interesting because stuff like the rod one, the magic damage is very different physical damage. Every unit auto attacks. Not every unit is doing magic damage with their spell. So that's why I think the 65k number is kind of juiced up a lot higher than the magic damage one from or the like the death cap one is a bit lower than the physical damage one because you're doing less, you're doing more physical damage in general. So it's kind of, that's a lot to extrapolate. We're at 9600 right now.
9600.
So
yeah.
So each fight we did about, I mean, but this is kind of the interesting thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't actually really 2k on average, because it was like the first couple of fights we did 900 damage, then we hit level 4, and then in each of those fights we went from 2 to almost 10k, so we were doing more like 2500 in each of those fights. So just goes to show that sometimes oversimplifying things, but it's whatever.
Okay, buddy. I'm just curious to see. I'm curious to see. That's at least when I read his question, that's how I approached it, because I think when it comes to playing TFT, of course, outside of the game, you can do your own prep and calculate the numbers, put it into a spreadsheet, and try to figure it out. But I do think that when your back's against the wall, you gotta figure it out because that time is running down, and you gotta figure out your 2-1 augment and just make all your decision points. I think being able to simplify quickly and being able to just calculate a general answer, I think is gonna prove to be super useful. But yeah, I thought it was a really interesting brain teaser. And again, like when I saw Brosif's application form for his own mentorship / coaching program, I was really impressed by that question on the application form. I thought it was really, really smart.
Yeah, no, I think it is a very good question, and it's a good kind of, like you said, brain teaser to just kind of get you thinking about how to think about TFT and augments like this in general, and just estimation, which is quite important in any kind of quantitative game like this.
Yeah, I think the mana one's really interesting to me. The mana one's a lot harder to calculate, I think. You have to start thinking about like general unit pools and like how that would look and like how often are they casting. That one to me is a lot harder. I think physical damage or just damage in general is a little bit easier to calculate just because we're so used to seeing this like little UI popping up the right hand side and you can see the numbers popping up. But anyways, back to the game itself. It looks like Chiwei is still playing into that Carpet Path, hitting that 10k mark, and also IELW for Graves. Efficient Shopper as well from KR Panda. Efficient Shopper I actually think is a pretty decent econ augment. It's not necessarily anyone's favorite, but I don't think you can really be upset taking this in most scenarios.
Yeah, I think it's decent enough. I don't like love it, but yeah, it's all right.
And then let's see, so 3-2 for Panda. I wonder what his game plan is from his spot. His spot's not necessarily looking amazing. I wonder if he did take an augment 2-1, so I guess he did want to try to look for maybe some potential fast 9 if it was available to him, but based on the current state of his board, it does look like a Seraphine angle to me. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean I guess you have Void BT here.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what you have to be doing. No Morello component's a little bit tragic, but I mean, yeah, we are.
Oh wait, sorry, no, it would be. No, yeah, it would be voice app. Sorry, my fault. I'm incorrect.
That's okay.
sorry. I know, I'm so used to like. I feel like it's funny because when you're casting games, and like talking about the games itself, you try your best not to interrupt the other person, but when you're just like talking on call with the boys, just like talking about the game, we're interrupting each other all the time. So it's just like, it is sometimes difficult to separate the two. I'll just say it.
Yes. Well, this is a high budget, high quality production that we got going on here at Kai. So only the most professional commentary will be allowed. Kai has told me that, or he will not invite me back for set 17 Project PBE. So I'm on my best behavior, honestly. I don't know about Kai.
Yeah, high budget.
He's the boss. He can do whatever he wants.
High budget is relative. All right, blue buff Morello as well from Pressman. Again, Pressman is gonna just starting to try to play into the void line as well. But honestly, I'm curious to see. I think his spot's probably gonna be the better of everybody else so far trying to play into this line. Again, like in a low variance portal, I think the Seraphine line is gonna be something we're gonna see a lot. I'm curious though. I really want to see Ahao play some Freljord as well in this lobby, but. Oh, that's definitely not happening. He has risky moves, bronze for life. And actually, sorry, I apologize. Pressman's spot looked good, but I think Ahao's might look even a little bit better. What do you think?
Yeah. Ahao already has the Singed online, has the BT Void. Pressman also has the BT Morello and Deathcap. He's got great items online, but he doesn't have the Singed just yet. I think he's unlocking Singed this round here. So at least that's something. I mean, how many Singed players are there? It's Pressman, it's Ahao. Is Panda as well? Yeah, can we check the other low HP people like Panda and Chiwe to see? Because Panda, I mean, based on the traits he has in, kind of looks like he's playing Singed. I don't know about Chiwe as well, but it's at least 3 people, which is a little scary, I would say, especially for these people who are people like Precedent, who need really, really good scores to kind of start coming back. I don't know if this triple contested Singed line is going to be exactly what we needed to get there. I'm a little bit afraid. And for someone like Ahao, who is in a spot to get into check, he needs a top 3, which the Singed line is definitely capable of doing if he gets into it in a good spot. There's the Rift Herald and the Singed unlocked the same turn because he got Void in 2-1. So, I mean, that'll be a spike for Panda. But yeah, that's our 3rd person. The entire bottom 3 is playing Singed. I don't know. Can we check on Chiwe as well and see okay, yeah, this is Bilgewater. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I think we just have 3 Singeds here. So they're all at the bottom. The little image from The Simpsons with the monkeys like fighting and everybody's cheering around them. Oh. That's these 3 people at the bottom here.
That is a crazy pull, by the way. That is a crazy pull. I was like, monkeys? What are you talking about? But okay, yes, you're correct.
Yeah, and then everybody else sitting up here, high class at the top with all their HP. Marcel HP here with level 7, 100. Yeah, I mean, he might actually full 100 streak here if he wins this next fight, which would be very nice. Itemizing the Aphelios, who I think a lot of people don't think of as that exciting of a unit to itemize, but actually him making it work here.
Mm-hmm. Is it a crazy pull? I feel like it's a generic Simpsons meme. I think The Simpsons nowadays is a crazy pull. I don't know who the fuck is watching The Simpsons anymore.
The Simpsons is iconic, Kai Watanabe.
Yeah, your age is showing, buddy.
You're older than me. Even though you pretend to be Gen Z TikTok 21 years old, like you're actually... That's whatever.
I mean, he speaks the truth, but I don't like the truth. But all right, moving on. Marcel,
Kai, have you seen the guy on TikTok that's like 35-year-old model looks like a 17-year-old?
I have no idea what you're talking about now. I have no idea what that's about.
I gotta show you that. That's you, Kai. I really need to, because you made that tweet. You were like, I got a new haircut, and I just got carded at the bar or something.
I did. I was so mad. I was like, dude. Because when my hair is grown out,
I'm so mad.
When my hair is grown out, I don't get carded. But then when I got bangs again for the first time in a really long time, and I got carded immediately. And I was just like,
It was like the first bar too. It was like it wasn't even just like oh, I went to a couple pubs with the boys and then I got carded at one of them. It was like, no, I got carded immediately at the bar and then also at the liquor store. So you know.
But are you actually mad about that, or are you performatively mad? You're like, oh my god, you're like you know when you're like a girl in high school and you're like fishing for like a compliment or something.
No, dude. Relax. Like I think getting carded when you get older it's a humbling experience, but as a dude I think at a certain point it gets a little bit tiring. I'm young, guys. I'm young, 6'7". Okay.
All right, Panda is kind of low, 22 HP here. Did not 100 loss because he's only 5 loss here, but it's a little scary, don't you think?
If I'm Panda, I am not happy. I think his spot is worse than everybody else's because he has a worse econ augment than anybody else, and his tempo is behind everybody else. So compared to Prestivit, and I believe it was Ahau had at least risky moves and was able to unlock Singe super fast. And already started like just tempoing pretty well, but like Prestivit as well has Patience of Virtue. He's actually on level 8 now to start his roll down. 10 lost, by the way, so he's gonna be able to be first dibs with 19 rolls in the tank. Hopefully he can find the Singe too. That's gonna be the really big upgrade here out of everything else.
He's got a lot of rolls left to go. Not a lot of gold, but a lot of rolls. So let's roll down and see if we can pick it up here. Ooh.
Oh, I'm surprised he makes that.
Well, he doesn't have the mouse too, so I think this makes some amount of sense. Can we check the Void upgrade? It's hard to tell from the tiny little icon there on Malzahar.
It is Adrenaline actually.
Okay, so, that one I think is fine onto Malz. Ooh, what is...
I'm just a bit surprised personally because I think the Singe 2 and the Mouse are actually much higher priority than anything else, especially with how contested you are in this lobby with so many rolls left in the tank. I think you kind of have to skip the Seraphine and just like try to hope that you can find the Malzahar. It's a bit tough because the Malzahar is like he's only a single copy. Oh no, he's 2 copies actually. So
now he's 2 copies. He was
right.
He was a single copy. Well, you're not completely right, Kai. You can't, sometimes you have to analyze outside of, your own ego.
Analyze these nuts, buddy. I think I think he is I don't know. I personally think that out of those 3, you can feel free to disagree with me, but I think out of those 3, Singe and Malzahar are actually much higher prio.
Yeah, but so we hit the Swain here. I mean, you kind of you a little bit have to take what you can get here, especially I think had he been Malzahar pair, I could see it a little bit more. I thought Prestivit was the one. Prestivit wasn't the one who unlocked Rift Herald, I guess. So he's kind of stuck in this awkward variation of the comp here where he's just playing around. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah,
he's a round off.
Oof, okay, because the Rift Herald is really going to bring the board together. Right now we're playing 2 Singe on the board. Oh god, we did move items back over to Malz here, but he doesn't have the mod on him right now because Void was taken out just because we need enough gold to hit everything. But yeah, I mean, he's got 2 refreshes left. He'd love to pick up like a fight win one of these fights just to give himself like a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, he does need to put in a Void. He has Kog'Maw in the shop, and I think he just didn't see it in time. But even just having that Kog'Maw for 1 turn would have been super nice because that actually unlocks the Rift Herald for him. So
that's tragic. Yeah,
he hasn't picked it up.
He doesn't have it in this round. There's Cho'Gath. He can play that at least for now. Cho'Gath is usually what you play until you get to the big boy, the Rift Herald.
Looks
all right,
like
check around here.
Yeah, Panda only has 1 Singe as well, and again, like I think considering how contested it is, I think you really need to high prio it. And it looks like Ahau as well for Jug with Bronze for Life risky moves. His spot's looking really precarious. I'm kind of curious to see what he ends up doing here. He's not even that close to Silence, so he's actually holding on to the Luxes as well. I was thinking maybe if he already sold the Garen, then like I could see like the holding the Lux pair here, but I think considering how far he is, like I don't even know if this is like a good hold really. It's not like even has items for it either.
Can you hover Void for a How? I thought, who was the I guess it must have been the last player who also 1 round.
He's also
unlocking Rift Herald, but also doesn't have Void in this round. What is going on with these players? Because like, I mean, it's not like he's like delaying it on purpose or anything like that. That doesn't make any sense. But it's kind of awkward because he wants to get the Herald in. He has Bronze for Life, so he wants to play the 2-2-2-2-2 version of this comp where he's playing Herald, getting Bruiser in with Dr. Mundo, and playing all that stuff, but he doesn't have it right now, so he's kind of stuck. Ooh, Koyui by the way. Just looking at the traits on the left there. 6 Void playing around Kaisa, it looks like. This is one of these kind of like more niche 4-cost lines that I think can work if you have the spot for it, if you have the tempo for it, and it can cap it immensely high if you can make it to the Baron Nashor, but that is... It's a lot to make it there. It is very, very difficult, but I have seen people make it there, and then usually they go like top 2 off of that.
And then I kind of want to also see, I think Koyu was the one with the no, who was it that had the augment that we were talking about at the very beginning? Chiwei, was it? He has Carbon Path. Oh, he brought it. There you go, 65k. So you know, 4 or 5, pretty good, pretty accurate. Oh, what did you say? Big brain. Well, he might have actually procced it earlier too. Actually, we're not sure. I thought he would have procced it this turn, or maybe a little bit later, but it looks like Graves 3 TF3. So this is a Graves TF reroll game that we have not seen too often, or actually even do too hot. I think most of the time it's been what, like 6th place, maybe 4th or 3rd place sometimes.
This is the Wigwug comp. Yeah, the games that we saw this yesterday, it did not really perform. There are a few actual games where we just looked at kind of like the post-match thread. We didn't actually get to see it in action, but the comp did pretty well. But we didn't actually see it do well in action here. I mean, Chiyo here pretty healthy. Gonna hit the Graves next round, I think, based on he's got 5 Billion, so he should have enough Silver Serpents to buy Graves next round. So that should be a pretty big spike for him. He's also already pushed level 7, which is nice from an XP standpoint. If you remember, yesterday when we watched Wigwug play this comp, he was like level 60 gold in the same spot. So a bit of a better spot from Chiwe, and we'll see how he can end up placing here. We're still going fast to 9, and did find an Azir here, so that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way that he's navigating this as well. Like, again, like we talked about it in the first game, I believe, but like knowing what's enough to get to 9, I think is really crucial for this set. And Marcel playing around a 2-star 3-cost tank with Aphelios 2 in the back. Again, like Aphelios is one of those units that like a lot of people are kind of just dismissing as as not that strong of a unit, especially as a carry throughout the early game, but he can still do enough work, especially with the right items, and I think his setup is strong enough that he can get to 9 relatively comfortably. And he is losing some fights, but overall, like, he's still, like, even if we're watching this one right now, he still looks solid. Like, I think Marcel's gonna have a really good time going level 9 within the next like 2 or 3 rounds, have a decent, you know, decent amount of money to build a decent board, and then he'll probably spike pretty hard by 6-1 and have really good shot at going like top 2 this lobby.
It always feels so good when you're going fast 9 and then you like win one of those fights and you're like, oh, it's kind of like illegal that I won this. But Marcel rotated to Sale there, who is also, I think, doing a kind of fast 9 here. We also see Panda get eliminated there. Not all the Singed players can live. And how kind of sitting... Oh.
There it is, Silas.
Ooh, okay. All right, so Sale here, yeah, kind of sacked really, really hard. Even took the double... Ooh, that is a shop and a half.
He was also, by the way, really close to also unlocking Mel on the same turn. He was trying to unlock 3 units at the same time this turn. He was Mbeza pair, and he unfortunately could not find the Mbeza fast enough, but that is quite impressive, actually, going for so many unlocks at the same time. I don't know if the set was on purpose, but...
Yeah, even the set. Buys the set. I don't know if we're going to play this, but I feel like... Ooh, Silas pair? And holding on to the Annie as well. I'm getting kind of dizzy watching this here.
Mbeza 2?
Like okay, nice. We do find the Mbeza 2, so that's Mel unlocked next round. Gonna play the Annie for now, so yeah, gonna play this for Arcanist version. Also with the Draven in here to kind of bridge the gap, give Quick Striker to the whole board, and Noxus. So wow,
what a beautiful board. This is so nice.
Yeah. Ooh, Annie getting the this
AP
new
well.
artifact. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but the one that gives you an insane amount of mana gen after your main tank. Eternal Pact. Once your main tank dies, you essentially get 2 blue buffs worth of mana gen, and so it'll be really nice for Annie. The only problem is our main tank is the Shyvana, who is like the last unit to die, so we're really not going to get that much mana gen. The fight's going to basically be over at that point. So it's the kind of awkward thing about this this item, but hey, we unlocked the Mel.
Mel Madonna unlocked, so now we can play around the Mel. We can drop the 2 Arcanists, and wow, Mel pair. I mean, I'm down to just drop the Annie. I don't know about you. Oh, especially with the Fiddlesticks. Really? I would have played Mel Fiddlesticks here. Or, I mean, I guess...
Ooh.
Oh my god, we hit Mel too.
You must play that. Oh, now we're gonna get the Annie back in here for the 4 Arcanist. just to hold the line a little bit.
This front line is looking really suspicious, but honestly, like it's really coming together.
Yeah, we just need to get the front line there. Need that like Swain too, or Shyvana can sometimes be like pseudo front line here, and even Silas has a little bit of CC on the Juggernaut. Oh my god, he died before casting the Graves. Just shot him in the mouth. That is scary. But I mean, it does mean this Mel gets an insane amount of mana gen once the Shyvana dies, and this Mel unit is really, really scary with all that mana gen.
Oh, he just needs a little bit more front line. He just needs a little, just Swain too. Silas do just something. As long as he has it, it's enough to have enough stability. I'm hoping that he's able to find it because I would love for his board to just like start working.
The problem is though, hitting Swain 2 is very difficult these days with how many people are digging for this unit. We get the Seraphine in here so that we can get Disruptor. There is the Swain 2. We are gonna have to field 2.
I think it's double. He has to keep the. Oh, this is so tough.
Wow.
He sold Seraphine?
No shot. Oh, wow. Sold Senna. Wow. I was just going to... I mean, you lose out on Defender if you sell the Nico. And you might never find another Nico is the problem.
It's Disruptor.
Yeah, Disruptor really, really big on this board, especially when you're primary carrying this Mel unit. Well, we will see here. We're kind of hoping that we can have the Shyvana die, give all the mana gen to the Mel. And
no,
then
the Bard is on the... Oh,
yeah,
no.
The Bard walked up. One of the worst people for us to fight here because that board stabilizes so hard. And Sail swung for the fences. I feel like we constantly see Sail doing this. Oh, and Pressman also was on a win streak, but just took a loss to Chiwei here. So a lot of people dropping low here. Just a check here because this is very important here. So Koyui needs a top 5 to be in check here, which is looking very, very likely from this spot. And a How needs a top 3, which is a little more dicey, but definitely still doable. So we could actually see 2 people in check after this game if a How can hold on, and Koyui can hold on as well. Just needs 1 more person to die, and Koyui will be guaranteed to check here. So we're probably, I think we're guaranteed to at least see Koyui in check after this game.
Yeah, we could check real quick on their positions as well. So it looks like Koyui is playing around the 6th Void.
Oh yeah!
Wow, with the Rek'Sai 3 with the Caretakers.
It was Rek'Sai off of Caretakers. Oh, I see. That's a really cool setup actually. And then just playing around all this stuff. Kaisa almost being like a support unit on this board. So cool. I mean, we love 6 Void though. I mean, that is really just it's a great board to get our top 5 and get out. I think I think Koyui should be very comfortable about top 5 in this game though. I mean, Gobo's really strong. I do feel like Prestivant. Oh, one of these players is gonna die here. So Koyui is really happy about this matchmaking. And I am an NA fan, but I think it might be Prestivant dying here. I mean, Gobo's board looks very, very strong here, and Prestivant's board looks like a totally fine level 8 Singed board, but for 5-5, I don't think we're too excited about this. Mouse is doing good damage. Oh my god, it's so close.
Malzahar is...
Lock in? Go!
No! Prestivant's out. Gobo goes in 5th, and then that's gonna be... Wow, Prestivant going against 6. So Prestivant, despite the fact qualifying for day 2 bye, so far not having the most terrific performance for the final lobby.
Yeah. Gobo also trying to kind of like climb back after some kind of awkward performances. So another top 5 for him, but we'll see. And then Koyui here, all they needed was a top 5. So top 5 locked in. That's 1 person in check. And then a How needs that top 3, is first place in HP. I think a How's feeling pretty good about this check because we could actually see the double check going into game 4, which I feel like I've never seen before in one of these checkmate tournaments. Seems so rare.
Yeah, usually it's one person has like a super stellar like first 3 games. Not every single time, but that is a pattern we've seen before, especially with someone like Tidal during Set 9 Worlds. But you are right. I can't remember the last time we've seen at least 2 people in check within 3 games.
Yeah, it's just great performance from 2 players. Usually you see, like you said, 1 person running away with it. Kai Watanabe never giving up an opportunity to talk about title, team fight tactics, another close fight. And then Koyu goes out. Good enough though. That's exactly what we needed. That is 4 points, which is going to put them at exactly 20. So Koyu, very happy with that. And How, wait a minute though, How's 17. How needs a top 3 exactly here. And How's kind of stuck on 8, kind of put all of his eggs in the just like, okay, I'll just stabilize and like everyone else will die basket here. So How is preying on Gobostir's downfall because I don't know that anyone else is going to die before a How. So it's actually going to be really, really close to see here.
Coming back to
if
Marcel's,
a Hao can make it there. Yeah.
Yeah, and coming back to Marcel's board as well, like we talked about earlier, like he was able to stabilize very cheaply on 8 to get to 9, and now he's really like reaping in the rewards and capping out super, super high. I don't see a world anybody else is really going to be able to cap out higher than Marcel this game. I think Seo was the only one who was very close, but he just couldn't find enough frontline to really stabilize hard enough.
Yeah, Marcel even greeting the Ornn on his board here to farm an artifact, and he's 1 round off of farming. So, I mean, have you ever seen? I mean, that is quite the greed, and Marcel could, even if he keeps winning fights, unlock the Renekton as well, which would be crazy. All right, yeah, this next couple of fights are going to be really, really crucial. It really matters if Gobo dies here. How 17 HP, so probably not going to die. But I mean, certainly could. I feel like Gobo's board is stronger than this Bilge. I mean, the Bilgewater board did get to a Kindred 2, which is really, really big here. It's just in terms of tiers. I guess I will say, I didn't even realize Gobo's board doesn't even have Nico 3 on this board.
He does not have Nico 3, that's right. And also that Kindred ulti actually just during the fight, prolonged the fight for so long for Chiwei. I don't know if it's enough though. I think Gobo's board is actually just scaled.
This next Bard cast, I think he's got it. Yep.
Got it.
Chiwei takes a loss here. Ahau takes a win here. Okay. And Marcel loses, actually.
Marcel lost? Yeah, wow. So he actually lost to Ahau's
Lost to
board,
Ahau. What?
Oh, no.
How? I actually do not understand.
Was that a pun?
Yes, it was. Actually, Ahau, though. Like, I do not understand how this board could have possibly lost to Ahau's board. I don't know.
Marcel actually ended up... Sorry, Marcel actually ended up farming an artifact as well, so it is Talisman, which is not great, but artifacts are so good on Ornn because they can actually buff the crap out of him because of all that bonus HP, and he is fighting Gobo here, so again, if Marcel's board can't beat Gobo's board here, Gobo's probably going to be able to secure at least a top 3, meaning Ahau would actually be pretty chill for getting into check for game 4.
Ornn's trying to hold the line. Oh, the Lucian on the back line there was huge. And then the Ornn is going to ascend, but it doesn't matter. All right, Gobo dead here, which means Ahau is in. Ahau needed a top 3, and he has a top 3 locked in here. Even if he takes a loss here, he's not going to lose by more than Gobo here. So that is 2 people in check here, and Marcel really rebounding after some kind of bad performances. A first year would be really, really big for Marcel because every point's going to matter. He is 14 points away from getting into check here, so a top 2 is necessary if he wants to be in check. Like if he wants it to be reasonable for him to get into check after a couple of games. I mean, even a third here is really big, but I mean, these little points are really going to matter for someone like Marcel, and Hau's really, really happy with the third here. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at this board as well, by the way. This is really interesting to me. He's playing 4 Bruiser, 4 Bilge for the TF Grays board, and like this is a board I'm personally not very familiar with, so maybe this is just news to me, but he's keeping the Alawi in the board as well. Is there really no other Bruiser that you could have played to cap out higher here? He's so close to the Volley Bear, but I don't even know if that's
if he has no bear, then I guess not. And yeah, we're still gonna take a win here. Give me a double kill here. I don't want to stress about this game. Ooh, no shot.
It's like Marcel's
come on.
Got it.
Oh my God.
It is.
Okay, we got it.
Marcel going in with the first, so honestly, very good stuff from Marcel. Very, very
Marcel
awesome.
P on top. I will say, I'd be very surprised if either of them look at Ishtal reroll, just because it's pretty easy for somebody else to just jump on the grenade and deny them there. But yeah, we are in Scuttle Puddle, which is very, very easy to fast 9 in. So I mean, if we see either of these players with some kind of econ augment start, I mean, they could absolutely run away with it in this game 4.
Yeah, and I think Scuttle Puddle, I'm not gonna lie, I personally think I am more excited to see games where there is a little bit of extra boosted economy, which is something I don't think I would have ever said previously. But in metas where the 4-cost mainline really is just Seraphine and Singed, I really would prefer to see that with a little bit of boosted econ, a lot more players are able to try to go fast 9 and cap out super, super high. So I think the games have a lot more variety when we are able to see players able to get some form of econ boost, whether that's through the portal or through the augments themselves, or maybe even just some random prismatic orb drops with gold inside of them.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we will see what these scuttles and I mean, I think one of the biggest things is going to be looking at what does our first augment actually look like? You know, if it's Scuttle Puddle into Prismatic first augment, then this game is going to start going crazy. If it's just like a silver, then maybe it'll be a little bit slower of a start here. So we will see what the first augment has in store. Panda has a Draven here, which not the most popular unit, but hey, maybe a Gwynsu's dropper. Oh, ooh. All right, so I mean, it is Scuttle Puddle, but it's also a heavy gold opener here. Anyone can make 10 gold if they want to here, and I imagine most people are going to be making gold here, because it's a lot of incentive, especially when, you know, going fast 9 is so good in the meta right now. Another Draven here actually for Ahau, who almost looks like he might play around it. We'll see.
Yeah, and actually, you know what's interesting? I just thought about this too, but I think when it comes to this lobby in particular and checkmate in this specific meta, I think we're going to start to see a lot less Bard reroll. I think it's one of those comps that does really well, is very consistent for getting placements, but the problem is that with the checkmate format, you do also need to deny these other players from going first, and that does sometimes mean you got to go first yourself. So I do wonder if we're really going to see a lot of Bard reroll from this point forward, because it's going to be a lot of players who are going to have like 2-star, or excuse me, like going for like 2nd, 3rd, or 4th playing that comp, but it's not going to be enough to deny anybody who's actually in check.
It is a Prismatic start, and Scuttle Puddle, level up Scuttle Puddle? Birthday present Scuttle Puddle?
I would love to see the birthday present. Personally,
gotta be level up, I think. Yeah, level up with all this gold. That's a fantastic start already for how. And then there's the birthday present on this side for Chiwe.
And Koyuri actually here as well. So again, like I think in like a regular ladder game, I think Prismatic Ticket makes a ton of sense here. I'd love to see Prismatic Ticket here just to play the Bard reroll line. But again, when it comes to playing into like a checkmate format, I think it's a lot more of a difficult decision to make, just because it's not a comp that typically goes first too often, especially in such high resource portals and environments.
Yes, I would say, you know, if you can get the Ishtal in early and you can start farming the stacks and you can get up to like a Brock, that's when I've seen this comp win out. You know, you hit everything, you make it to Brock, you get a big cash, you get a ton of resources. This comp certainly can win out. It is definitely able to do that. I will say though, if I am someone else in this lobby, I am pinging Koyui's board right now and being like, hey, like hold every single Nico you see, hold every single Melio you see, like this person, we just gotta stop them. And I mean, it's a little, I mean, Koyui did not have great, I mean, if you just kind of look at like the tier of the augment there, Koyui did not have like kind of great options aside from this, but it's just a little, like I said, it's scary. I mean, I said going into this game that neither of the players in check would play this comp, and I mean, one of them is playing this comp, but it's just it's quite scary, honestly, to be in this spot here, just because it's so griefable. I mean, we did our roll down, we picked up Bard, still don't have our Ishtal in, and the earlier you get Ishtal in, the better to get these big stacks. So we will see. Also, wait, how on level 5 found Lissandra. So wait a minute, we got the Freljord for it online already.
Man, the Bebe level into Ahau's favorite comfort line for Freljord. So if anybody's gonna have a good game today, it's going to be Ahau. It looks like Fortune is smiling on him a little bit harder than usual. This is definitely crazy. Like 2-2, like he Bebe leveled. I mean, again, we do have level up from 2-1, so maybe it just made sense. Yeah, but even then, it might still be chill. Nora seems like
I mean, very chill.
Yeah. No pun intended. Nora did seem to unfortunately have to dip, so I will be taking care of the admin work, so thank you so much to Nora. Going back to the game itself, I think Chiwe, Shojin, Cloak, Yordles. What are you thinking from the spots? Is it just like Seraphine Singed, or
just kind of chilling for now? I mean, with birthday present in Scuttle Puddle, if you're not going fast 9, you're going to be very, very sad. So I think the hope is eventually to get to something like a Mel or an Annie, and to just kind of play around the units that we get. You know, going to be really excited to see what our 2 cost is. Hopefully it's someone who can hold on to this Shojin, or maybe just some frontline to work with. But for now, we're just gonna chill, take our first few losses and live with it. Panda also took the birthday present, so a lot of econ augments in econ portal. Yeah, this game's gonna get really out of hand really quick. And I mean, I will say, from the perspective of playing Ishtal reroll, I mean, if the whole lobby takes like birthday present and level up and stuff like this, you might just end up in a spot where you are uncontested Ishtal reroll and nobody wants to just completely grief their own spot to contest you. Now, it only takes one. It only takes one person. You know, if somebody says this game, you know, like, okay, if like Goboster is in this game, he's like, okay, there's no way I'm gonna win this game. It might make sense for him to then just say, okay, I'm gonna like roll down 3-2 and just hold all of these Nikos or something like this. So we'll see what the rest of the lobby ends up looking like, but it'll be really interesting to see how many of these units people are holding. And even if you are going fast 9, see a random Nico hold it, see a random you know, like Melio hold it. Like, you can definitely just grief just kind of like passively with a few units on your bench.
And then I do think as well, like when it comes to just the high capped boards we're gonna see today, is there a board in particular that you really like to see on level 9 that you consider like the max cap?
Yeah, I think max cap is the Melmedarda carry with Lucian Senna as your kind of like duo carry. You can fit Shyvana in there as well as a Juggernaut. Oftentimes you're fitting Fiddlesticks there. You can get like a little bit of a Noxus in with like Swain plus Mbessa on that board, or we've also seen people cap out with Swain plus with Draven, and then you play the Kindred. But I do think like Mel is like the best AP 5-cost carry, and then Lucian Senna is the best AD 5-cost carry. So you play both of them on the same board and you feel really good. So I think that's highest cap. That's one of the things that I think will be interesting to see about a house spot, where he likes that Freljord and he has the Freljord opener, but I don't think he can win the game on Freljord. He ended up going second earlier today, I believe, when he played that comp. Even though he hit a very high capped version, it's just, it crumbles against stuff like the Mel that just has an insane amount of damage output. So it'll be quite interesting to see Gobo also with an interesting spot here. Got the Bilgewater with the double TGs here. I mean, this is a great combat AUG for a comp that really just needs combat strength, winning every fight. Sad that he actually lost the last fight there, so he lost out on a little bit of Silver Serpents, but he does already have 2 GPs, so the next one that he gets from either dupe or from the shop is going to take him to GP2, which will be really nice. So his spot looking pretty good.
Yeah, and I think TF GP, or just like any TF, well, any of this reroll stuff really, it's a lot harder to identify when is it actually the correct time to play this line. I think a lot of times when people have played like TFGP in the past, they are kind of just treating it like any other reroll line. But I think this is probably gonna be one of those lines that are super nuanced if you want to really find a lot of success with it. And I'm not gonna lie, I personally don't really know what these nuances are, because every time I run these, I'm bot-doing. But like, again, like it from specific times, like we have seen that it does succeed in the right spots.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing that I would be concerned about in you know, a checkmate style lobby like this is wow, Koiwi rolling on 5 here, right? That was a bit strange. I guess just trying to, I guess really wanted to get the 3 Piltover in, and so opted to roll on 5 to get the 3 Pilts in to unlock the Orianna as a, you know, an extra unit that you can hit here. But it's an interesting way to go about it, because the level 5 rolls are obviously like a bit less efficient when you're digging for stuff like Nico, but you do get the upside of, you know, if we get Orianna in now, it means that we can start, you know, already rolling for Orianna. Every roll until you unlock Orianna is a little less efficient, because you do want to go for Ori 3 as well. Also maybe a little bit of upside of like being uncontested, and there's a Nico at least, and the Ori, so getting some of the pieces here. So yeah,
and again, like trying to find one Loris on 5, I guess, is pretty interesting as well. He's still rolling on level 5. Wait, is this correct?
I don't think so. I'm not really sure why we would roll. Oh my god, we were rolling deep on 5. I mean, yeah, I'm not actually sure. Like we had the goal to push 6 there, so I am not sure what this this priority of rolling on 5 here instead of 6 is, when I mean you're getting worse. I mean, it's checkmate, it's TFT. It legitimately could just be I'm nervous and I forgot to push level 6 here. Like, I would not be that surprised if that's what happened. We've seen it happen before. It was the European player in Worlds who did like half of their roll down that was supposed to be on level 9, and they did it on level 8 with like 2 gold not pumped to level 9. Like, it does just happen. It's very easy to miss stuff like this when you're in your head thinking of every other little thing. You kind of just miss the obvious stuff. So could be the case. I don't see, aside from that, why you would want to yeah, I guess it could have been rerolls for Ishtal, but I still think you could just still push 6 and then just do them on 6. But maybe it was one of those high Ishtal. It doesn't. I mean, he's only got 40.
It was an Ishtal quest. I see. So what? No, it wasn't. Field to 2-star Nico. That was the only quest. Did he just not have 2-star Nico for that turn? Was that what that was? But even then, would you still not?
I mean, wouldn't you want to find it on 6? I don't know. What's the Ishtal quest that we picked up here? Can we get a little hover actually?
This new quest is have 80 plus gold.
Oh, that's a little difficult from 54. That's gonna take a while, and means that we can't really. Wow, we took Slam in here as well here, just to use this. Wow. Okay. It's a weird spot to me. I'm not.
He actually even took the Ixtal out, knowing that like he wouldn't be able to like work towards that quest right now. So he actually ended up playing the Orion on 5 here instead.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't matter. You just have you have to hit 80 gold with Ishtal in. So these in between rounds where we're not yet at 80 gold, you might as well play your strongest board. So nice little optimization there. But I'm not that optimistic about that spot from Koyui. I would be quite surprised, especially thinking about someone who needs to win out, right? I'd be quite surprised if they win out, which is, we have the Axiomata here from Sale here. This is this cool augment, though. I wonder as well, when thinking about, playing high cap TFT, Axiomata strikes me as like a get really strong early augment, and that's not, I mean, we actually lost streaked into Singed here, so it's another kind of, I would say, a bit of an awkward spot here, but we'll see. Maybe all of these hexes can get us there. I love seeing all the elemental hexes on this board. This is such a cool prismatic. I just think it's a very fun design, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough for us to actually like win the lobby with it. We do have Mel's Pair and the Singed already, so pretty far ahead in terms of what units, and quite rich, obviously, from the Scuttle Puddle Gold. So
yeah, I mean, I'm personally excited to see how this plays out. This is a prismatic I personally have only seen like once so far, so I don't really have an accurate gauge as like how strong it truly is. You did say earlier that it's like a get strong early, and then did you say it falls off later?
Well, yeah, because you're depending on the value of the augments that you get later. The later augments, if there's like a prismatic augment later, you don't get to take that augment. You just you get the Axiomata value from it, but
right,
that's it. So I do feel like it is a lot of the value is just getting this triple silver early. Yeah, the nice thing is you can put Singed on a fire hex and give him like heal cut, or even just one of the other hexes and make him a little bit tankier. So like you can then, skip something like a Morello's and give him heal cut off the hex. But we don't have any items for Singed now. Yeah, you get gold and an extra hex, but I mean like someone, I don't know. If someone gets a prismatic augment and I get a little bit of gold and a hex, I think a lot of times that is going to be a bad deal for me. But we'll see. Maybe if it's like gold augments, at least they'll get a little bit of gold to play with.
For sure. I think it'd be really cool if this augment instead just kept giving you more hexes per stage. I think that'd be really cool, but I can obviously understand why that would never be the case. But it would be really interesting to just see like the whole board just start lighting up. By like stage 7, you have 7 units that have the hexes. I think that's actually pretty cool.
That'd be kind of cool. All right, I support it. Instead of it being augments, it's just like at the start of every stage, it gives you an extra hex. That'd be cool. All right, petition Mortdog at Mortdog here.
Let's just get rid of the gold or something. Like just the balance the levers a little bit differently. But I think that's a way cooler fantasy of like seeing that like your board is lit up with all these like interesting hexes and stuff. And then it also promotes a little bit of flex play because you don't know which hex you're gonna get next, right?
Don't know which hex you're gonna get next.
But I will bars. I will say though, it's probably tough on the technical side because like you probably cannot have like 5 or 6 different elemental hexes as like your augments. Although that would look really cool. But I'm pretty sure they're probably limited by the technical capabilities or something like that.
Maybe you could. P-God here playing Shadow Isles from this spot, which is, I mean, actually, I was going to say it's not a comp I think of as being a win-out comp, but I do think actually, like, if you can make it to the Thresh and get a bunch of souls stacked up, I do think this Thresh unit is quite strong. We already have actually, let's get a souls. Can we get a souls check here, Mr. Camera Operator Kai Watanabe? We're at 66 already, so that's, certainly on pace. We're going to have the Callista next round, so that's pretty good. I wouldn't say we're super far ahead of pace here. This is like, I would say, about average for the number of souls that you normally get in the game. So we'll see. And as far as items go, it's quite interesting as well. IE Titans Hull Crusher here.
Yeah, so I was just thinking the same thing. Like these items are kind of odd.
The Morello is really nice for the Thresh because he's just hitting all these units in an AoE around him, so it's a great unit for him later. The IE is fine. It's interesting, the stats really like IE Callista, which is kind of confusing to me because she's already a Vanquisher, like she should already get spell crit from her trait, but I don't know if there's some kind of like weird bugged interaction or if it's just because getting extra spell crit is good, or like getting extra crit is good. Also, ooh, look at that Panda here, 100 streaking with the Yunara here, the Guinsoo IE Yunara. Ooh, Panda spot's looking quite good. I mean, if we're looking at who we think, you know, has good odds of winning the lobby, Panda with 100 streak birthday present, I think is looking really, really nice. Yeah, Gobo 5 loss there. Yeah, I don't want to look at that spot anymore. Yeah, get me off of it. Panda though, this spot's looking nice. 100 streaking, got a Swain 2.
Swain 2 with birthday
wait,
present.
He's got an Ornn on the board already as well. He's farming up artifacts. All right. I mean, this is someone who, yeah, he took the gain 21 gold in this lobby, which is crazy, just so that he could really, really aggressively push levels. He also has an Annie on bench as well. He doesn't really have items for it. Gold orb, there's a TG. Wow, that's probably the best thing he could get from a gold orb here.
Yep.
When he has all of this gold econ already, like he just takes the TG. Okay, he just got Ornn in, so he's only farmed 1 round so far, so it's not like he got like Ornn 3-5 or anything like that. But still, I mean, 100 HP, he can farm an artifact, maybe 2. 6 Yordle here for Chiwe here with the birthday present as well, though a lot poorer than
he has
Panda here.
The Lux 2 on the board as well, and as he said, like this is pretty interesting. Like using 6 euros to get those extra rerolls just so that you have more econ to try to find like the really high cap units, I think is pretty interesting. And his HP, what, 59 HP going into 4-1. It's not necessarily super healthy, but it's not like weak by any means either. His HP pool is still looking like relatively solid. So I do wonder to see like how stable this board is and like how much it really does cost, because when it comes to transitioning out of the Euros and playing into like these actual like legendary units, is the free rerolls going to be enough, or were you just better off just playing just like a regular standard board going into the game itself?
Right, and such a high econ lobby with birthday present plus scuttle puddle. So it's a little greedy to play towards the Yordles. I think we're going to be really on like a knife's edge here. It's going to be one of those situations where we hit 9 with barely any HP. It's really going to matter what we get out of our birthday present here. So we'll see what we can pick up there.
Yep. Kind of surprised he didn't take Spirit Link here either. I think his HP might be getting a little bit lower. Oopsies. It looks like a exclusive items. I guess he just wants a tank item here. Oh, birthday present, and then
all right, birthday present. Oh,
two. That's pretty.
It's a great unit. He doesn't really have items for her, though. He throws the thing on her. Now he can, I guess, give her IE. Could even move IE Shojin Nashers. I mean, I think this comes together pretty nicely, actually. Okay, the exclusive customization actually kind of ended up being huge. I mean, really heads up, actually. So the idea, I guess, behind exclusive customization there is that I'm about to go 9. I'm going to get my 2-star 5 cost. I want to guarantee, like, had he not taken exclusive customization here, I think his spot would actually have been a lot worse. He wouldn't have had an item for the Senna. So actually, a really
it's
good
actually really,
there.
really smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Koiwi here found Bard 3 and Nico 3 and Oriana 3. Very, very low, though, but should be strong at least for this stage here.
I think the problem, though, is that his...
tap our board.
Like the only problem that I have with this exclusive play is that like his item distribution is really poor now, right? He has a JG, a Morello, 1.5 tank items, and like 3 items Senna, which is great, but his item distribution is looking so poor that like it's gonna take a while for it to really come back together and make sure that his board is gonna be all right.
I mean, the JG Morello can go on the same unit. Just really needs to get a little bit more tank items. Just has the gargoyle and a half a tank item. I think his items will end up fine, but we will see there.
Gobo and Prestivan, by the way, both of them had forward thinking, so they're both level 9 at this point. Gobo does have that Kindred 2 online, but he doesn't really have items for it. I do think it's possible that he pivots out of the Bilgewater here, considering he's only 30 HP and still 2 copies. Never mind. But it looks like we have the GP3 here, which is great for him. But yeah, so I think it's just straight up Gobo's spot for the rest of the game. He might just be stuck on 3 Bilge, I think, and then potentially playing into the TK later.
Yeah.
I mean,
can't even just pivot out at this point.
Yeah, I think Prestivan's forward thinking is probably like the worst spot out of all of them, especially because we saw that the birthday present came out with the Senna 2. Prestivan's gonna have a really hard time trying to find the Senna 2 to cap out super high.
Yeah, Kindred cast. Oh. close fight there. Oh, it doesn't lock the Nasus though. Okay.
Yeah, and then again with Precipice Spot as well, stuck on Sentinel 1, I think it's gonna be really tough for him to actually get.
Oh, at least he's got Singed now.
Yep. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really tough for him to actually find stability. And actually, we can check out Koyui as well, because Koyui is in check, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So we can check what's going on over there.
Koyui lost another fight with that Ishtal board. I just think it was such a weird, I don't know, all of those rolls on level 5, I don't know. It was kind of strange to me. And then we didn't actually see too many people, I think, really like holding a lot of the Nikos and things like that, but also just playing a reroll line like this in checkmate when you were one of only 2 people in check is quite strange. So yeah, I mean, I think Koyui probably doomed. A How, we will see, but a How kind of looks just sort of like middle of the pack here. Yeah, I mean, Koyui's gotten almost everything. Still needs to find the Milio here. Actually pushed 8 here to get Annie in on this board as well, so that he can fit Annie plus Tarek are the 2 +1s on the board that are being played here. Only 165 stacks on the... Oh, yeah, I guess... Well, I'm actually kind of surprised.
Oh, he sold the Annie, actually.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, we get Lux in. I mean...
Poor Arcanist. I can see it, yeah.
I think Lux is actually better than Annie. Unitemized, I don't think Annie really does anything. I'm kind of surprised we skipped Lucian Senna over Tarek. I think Lucian Senna is just kind of like a better util unit. I guess if the lobby's super AP heavy, you can make the call to play Tarek, but...
I think it's also just a matter of his front line is just probably a little bit too poor. I don't know if he can really greed getting that Senna in over the Tarek, especially Tarek 2. Tarek is actually a very solid unit just by himself.
Yeah, I mean, it is good front line here, so that's something. I mean, I don't think Koyui's going to, like, die this stage. That might be for Prestivant. But I do think Koyui, I don't know, the odds of even top 4 in this game seem very, very low here. That is a tanky Ornn we got for P-God, but we're just a bit low on the damage. And, I mean, this Annie, the Morello Annie is absolute forbidden tech here. Her ability already burns, but I guess we just had to throw it. And we have a Reforger. At what point, if you're Precedent, or you're just like, I need to Reforge this here just to get something else and just hope that I high roll like a mana item or something like this? Because the Annie, I mean, how long is it gonna, like, at what point in the fight does Annie actually cast with no mana?
Oh, he's fighting Koyui as well, and Koyui's super stable right now. It's probably gonna be an 8 for P-God.
Yeah, I think this is the end for P-God's run here. I mean, in checkmate like this, sometimes you do just kind of have to send it to 9 and then hope you high roll your units on 9. And we did not really high roll like a Senator or anything like that. So I think it's going to be tough for us. And he finally cast, but yeah, it's just
funny enough.
Just too late.
The forward thinking is also just like really unfortunate because when you think about it, there's actually, because of the birthday present players, there's 2 of them in the lobby. So actually both of them are likely going level 9 on 4-1. So they actually get first dibs on the 5 cost. So forward thinking in this lobby in particular, I actually think was actually a poor decision just because of how much economy was in the game and with the 2 birthday present players. Not to mention that I think Gobo as well was forward thinking. So they really just like ended up kneecapping each other quite hard, taking out so many of the legendaries so fast, especially the good ones.
Yeah, I will say, if you look at the top of the scoreboards, Panda is he has still not lost a fight. He's 15 streaked here. I thought would have. Oh yeah, he did farm an Ornn item. It's that fire axe that's on Renekton here. He was just such a good item carry. I mean, I think if I had to put a percentage on it, Panda, his odds of winning this game are, I don't know, definitely above 50%, him versus like the rest of the lobby. Like, he is looking far and away like the most likely person to win this lobby here. Gobo found the Azir 2. I just don't know.
Azir 2, Nasus 2, and Ornn 2 on this turn. Actually, KR Panda going level 10. He got the Annie 2.
Oh my god, level 10.
Wait a minute, how many Annies? This is 5 Annies.
What, do you think he's going to go for Annie 3?
Oh. Not anymore.
I mean, yeah, I think he's more concerned with playing a strong board and winning than going for the 3-star 5 cost. But yeah, I mean, his board just looks insane. He has the Bronze for Life as well, with a lot of really nice traits, and even has the Nautilus in for Warden with the Ornn here. Like, he's got so many good traits in. I mean, this could, you know, whenever you say this, you always jinx the player, but this could actually be like a Mr. 100, just end the game.
Yeah, I do wonder if that's gonna be the case though, because again, like when it comes to taking so much econ, the problem is that now he's down 2 augments in terms of combat power. Right. He can only cap out so high. So it's really a matter of like after he upgrades his unit, where do we go from here? And I think for him in particular, I think going for like a 3-star 4 cost or a 3-star 5 cost might be like if you know, if it comes down to it, like he might have to look for those potential outs.
Yeah, it's tough in lobbies like this just because there are so many. Oof, Renekton 2 is a big upgrade. We don't really have items for him, but still not bad at all here. We see Marcel, who, his board is very much in transition. He has so many items left to slam. Oh, this is really scary. We have the Orin 2 to hold us down. Oh, God. And we rotate into Gobo's board, who is quite strong now with the Nasus 2. Got the Kindred 2. It's just one of these spots where, kind of like you were talking about, like we pushed a level later than everybody else. So all the birthday presents, all these like Fast 9 people ended up taking all these units out of the pool for us. And, you know, we're trying to play around Kindred. But, I mean, how many Kindreds are out? I mean, Gobo has a Kindred 2. And there's another player with a Kindred 2. It's just like impossible to hit everything. Great Kindred ult out of our Kindred, but that's gonna be a big loss here. And Marcel, he needs a top 4 to get the check from here. He needs
but Koiwi goes out. Oh my god! Like yeah. So that means at least one player who is in check is getting unfortunate.
Actually, the other one is Ahau to look at, and Ahau sticking to his Freljord guns here. I mean, just playing 3 Freljord and really capping it with some other 5 costs. Managed to find Kindred 2 and Shyvana 2. And actually Zillion 2, though. It's completely unitemized Zillion 2 here. This is this is a very cool like Freljord Fast 9 cap board.
Yeah, with Skarner as well as like one of the +1s as like a little threat. I think that's really interesting. I don't think playing Skarner on the board is something on anybody's bingo card when it comes to playing around Freljord. I think that's not something I see very often.
Yeah, but I mean, just as a threat, Skarner is a great unit, especially in this lobby where it looks like there's a lot of AD. Getting that armor onto your entire board is very valuable. So, I mean, it looks good. I mean, oh, wait. Could this be Panda's first loss here? Actually, this fight's going to be really close here. Ooh, does the Azir have it? Kindred's going to cast?
Surprisingly very close, yeah. I mean, we're looking at the augments, big grab bag. I mean, Ahau also has just like a ton of econ. Indecision, level up, 3 3s. Even big grab bag, like it is technically combat, but like not very much. So I do think Ahau's board is not going to be able to be enough to cap out a win here by any means, especially against Panda's board with so many upgraded legendaries. I do think it's likely that we are going to be going straight into game 5 after this.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the big question now is who else is looking at getting into check here? Marcel needs a top 3, which is pretty difficult from his spot, but maybe he can get his board together. And Chiwe just needs a top 5. So Chiwe, I think, is going to be basically... he needs a top 4. But he is looking, unless he takes a really, really bad loss, is looking on his way to get that top 4 and to get in a check here. And yeah, I think Panda is going to... probably go. I mean,
I'm a bit surprised he's willing to roll so deep here. What is he? Oh, he's looking for Silas. I see. Okay.
He gets Silas. He also has 6 Renekton's here.
He does have 6 Renekton's. So... Double hatched 6 Renekton, by the way. I don't know if this does anything, but if it does, this Renekton might be a turbo beast.
I'm hearing something quite interesting that happened in the Twitch chat that we may have just missed here, which might make this game a lot more spicy.
Are we getting spoiled?
I mean,
yo, stop spoiling the chat.
No, I mean it's not a spoiler.
Wait, is this spoiler?
It happened.
Wait, it happened?
A house board?
Huh?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Dude, I said that so loudly that my walls vibrated. Okay, my bad. You scouted him and then scouted off during his roll down. Oh, my bad. I didn't see it. Oh, shit.
Well, that's
no, man, we're watching your stream.
That's going to make things very interesting because how is in check? So there is only... I mean, this might be the entire tournament. Oh my god, look at that Zillion bomb as well.
Oh my
Well, okay, so my only thought is Panda is 100 streaking here, has some gold to his name here. The question is, I think Panda knows. The question is, can Panda also hit a 3-star 5 cost in this spot? I mean, the problem is How just has to deny a little bit, right? I mean, I think How has it. He just needs to hold one copy of all of the other ones. Like, it's gonna be very easy for him to deny. Oh my god. And I mean, you know, obviously, like, 3-star, I mean, he's holding on to these Renekton's, but 3-star 4 cost is not gonna do it versus that giant Zillion bomb here. So, oh my god.
I mean, Panda is in a situation, he's in a spot to try to do it, but
I mean, he's got a lot of time. But he has to ensure that every 5 cost that he holds is one that a How is not holding a single copy of, because if a How holds a single copy. So Fiddlesticks is impossible, Siobhan is impossible, Senna is impossible, Annie's impossible, the Azir is impossible.
Ornn?
Ornn is possible.
How's Silas? Is Silas a possibility?
I think so, but Silas is... One, he's a 7 cost, which is a lot harder to hit. And then 2, he's one of those unlocks, so I think the odds are, oh my god. And he's also an unlock, which I think is harder. So I think his best bet here might be Ornn. I mean, oh, okay.
I mean, Silas too.
It's just so, yeah, he's skipping it. I mean, he's a 7 cost, and it's this it's that unlock effect where because there's only 2 people remaining, his odds are going to be decreased really hard. Aatrox, is Aatrox possible? Does it have Aatrox? No. Aatrox. Okay, so Aatrox and Ornn here are possible. Oh my god, the 100 streak into a How hitting 3-star Zillion is actually crazy. I mean, the other thing is, can another 3-star 5 cost even beat the Zillion? It looks like he CCs the entire board.
I guess we're about to find out.
All right.
I mean, this is looking...
Continue to roll. There's another Ornn. That's 6 Ornns. The problem is, How just needs to find 1 to deny.
Yeah, and
I also wonder if Ornn 3 even beats Zillion 3, especially because if we have to sell our entire board, then we're probably still gonna. Oh my god! No. I mean, this is it. This must be it. Like, even if we hit Ornn 3 here.
Wait! That's 6 Silases.
Okay, that's 6 Silases. I don't know what Silas 3 does, but it's got to be something crazy since he's a 7 cost.
How much damage is he taking per round? He's taking 50.
He's got 2 more rounds. He'll be fine.
No Silases.
Yeah. No Silas. He just takes highest cost unit here, I guess.
Oh my god, I would love to see the Silas. Is there any QSS here? No, there's not.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. I mean, there's Titans, but
it wouldn't stack fast enough.
It's a little slow. Yeah.
No Edge and I either. Yeah.
Okay, 6 Silases. We need to see some Silases. There's an Ornn.
The Ornn.
7 Ornn, 6 Silas.
7 Aatrox, 7 Ornn. Is he making it to neutrals? If he is, he should just stop rolling and then just save up and then just like go for a roll down.
12 damage plus he's probably not killing a unit. I think because of the fact that he's slamming items here to try to just kill some units. Because if he can kill a few units, he's gonna. And okay, How actually his entire board. Did How sell some of his units? I mean, it doesn't matter though, because Zillion just sucks the entire board and blows him up. I mean,
he's taking 17 damage per round, so he does survive.
He was 37 though, didn't he just take 19? I think he's taking 19. He needs to roll this round. You might be. There's. Oh my god, we sold the Ornns to try to hit. I think that's it. I mean, he would have to hit a double Silas shop here.
Oh! Whoa. No, it's so
he's out of
close.
Gold. He's out of gold. He's out of gold with 8 Silas. Oh my god.
Maybe he kills a unit here.
Yeah, I think so. I think he probably will. Smart from How even puts the the Azir dummies in front to ensure that a unit doesn't get killed.
Oh.
-4. That's the dub for a How, and that's the win for a How. Oh
Damn.
my god.
What a dominant performance. Holy crap. Oh yeah, let me shout those people out. So real quick, so shout out to all of the admins that helped out. Shout out to Nora for doing the score sheets and stuff, but also shout out to Manda. Shout out to oh god, Cora, Josh, all of the admins. I'm definitely forgetting some people off the top of my head, but shout out to all of the admins as well. Sweet Bounce, all of them, because they were really helping out. Like, you know, I gotta sleep at some point, so you know, if I'm asleep and these guys are there to help out, answer questions and stuff, making sure stuff runs smooth. Thanks, shout out to them, because everybody, again, like, this is everybody in the team is like, none of us are getting paid. Like, this is all grassroots stuff. Sub-Zero Arc is here just to help out for funsies during the co-stream for the Project PBE major, and all the admin work is all being done by people who are just volunteering their time. So again, so super shout out to them. Also shout out to all the co-streamers: Etra Onfam, Gogu in China, Nine Firo, who is, I believe, English and Spanish speaking, Uthanera, Clave, and David Ace, Turkish, Espanol, Spanish guy again, and then French as well. So like, again, shout out to everybody for coaching the event as well. Again, like what Sub-Zero said before, if you want to help out and support future projects, I did launch a Patreon like 2 days ago, so if you want to go check that out, feel free to check it out. There are some great benefits, especially for Project PBE players. We will save your data for you, so you don't have to keep signing up every single set, which I know can be a bit of a pain in the ass, and I know some people this set unfortunately did forget to sign up, but it is what it is. It does happen. Just make sure to check it out at the very least. That's all that I really ask. But again, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys for supporting Project PBE. This was, again, super fun to host. Well, not really. It's actually a pain in the ass to host, but like, I'm always grateful to do it. I'm always happy to do it though, because it's always really fun to see just like how the PBE really plays out in the meta shapes. And I think going into the set launch, I think I have a lot of faith in the dev team to make sure that the balance changes going into the set launch are going to be pretty good. And yeah, hopefully next set we have just as much competition. And that's basically all I got to say. So, oh, and shout out Meta TFT. Oh shit, we are sponsored this set. Yo, shout out Meta TFT for, you know, sponsoring and bring up the prize pool. So, you know, incentivize everybody to hang out and play as well. But yeah, I think that's basically gonna do it. I apologize, the 4-game final. Like, damn, like, I wish we could have watched more. Like, that's the only thing that I regret this set. But like, honestly, like, shout out Aha, dude. Honestly, he showed us the failure tech, I guess. So that's basically gonna do it. I think we're gonna end it here. I think we'll go raid somebody. I think we'll raid Frodan. I think we'll just call it there. And yeah, I think he's also watching the Project PBE major as well, so I think a lot of people are checking out his stream. But anyways, that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna go peace out. I'm gonna go clean my apartment. It's disgusting. But yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you, Sub-Zero Arc, again, and thank you guys. See you guys in a bit. All right, bye-bye.